guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
And I'm Dan.
This is Board Game Rundown. And not only is it Board Game Rundown, it is episode 25. This is the Haterade edition because we're going to go negative with our top 5 today. But before we get into all of that, we are going to have a new feature coming out. We're going to play a game amongst ourselves, a meta game, if you will.
You're not invited. We're going to play a game amongst ourselves.
Kinda. Well, you are invited because you're going to get a choice
to choose which game might be played.
Right. So we're going to do a thing called Board Game Roulette. So we're going to pick, there's going to be 4 of us picking 2 games each. So that's 8 games. And then we are going to ask you guys to vote. And the top 2 vote getters are going to go on the list of 10 games that we will potentially play. Then we'll roll a 10-sided die. We will play that game. The winner then gets to replace that game with another game, a new game, if you will. And then at the end of the season, someone will be crowned Season 1 champion, which is super important just between us because then we can talk trash to each other.
Exactly.
Epic bragging rights.
It's very important to always upstage each other here.
It is.
And I'm going to make sure, though, that the champion, the first place prize is embarrassing.
So he's probably not going to get it.
The check cleared, so we can work together to take him down.
Good.
You guys shouldn't have to work together to take
it's not
me
gonna
down.
take us both.
Yeah,
But, you know.
yeah. Just I'll leave one of my shoes untied. I'll be done. But anyways, we're super excited about Board Game Roulette.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna actually it'll have its own video. You'll see some of the gameplay of the game. We'll break it down at the end, kind of tell you our thoughts on it. So you're gonna see a bunch of different games. I'm pulling some obscure stuff, some interesting,
a little
like
work for the
random
shelf of
things.
shame.
You can
a
see
little bit
some of the
favorites.
options.
Right, so we
right
got
here.
like Trogdor up here, Time Stories, Coliseum, Fallout, Bloody Inn, Battle of the Wits. We've got more coming.
More coming.
So stay tuned, right?
It's exciting.
So
This is a cool idea.
Yeah,
it
I like
was
it.
a cool idea. Thanks, Jeff. It's Jeff's idea. Disembodied voice of the editor.
That's right.
We're haunted. We're really just
That's
haunted.
the entity.
The entity is.
You play too many
speaking to
Cthulhu
us.
games and you end up with disembodied heads.
Yeah, it just
It just happens.
just happens.
That's
So
right.
speaking of disembodied heads, what games did you play this week?
None of them had disembodied heads, I'll say that.
No, you're doing it wrong.
So the big one for me was I finally got Tapestry
Yeah.
to the table.
Nice.
I was able to play with Tim and Tyler,
Yep.
who has been on this show before.
Yep.
And so that was my first time playing it. It's been at the top of my playlist. Like literally, it's in the top 3 for
A while.
forever
Right.
of games I need to get to the table.
And you hated it.
And it might be in my top 5 favorite games of all time.
Wow.
I loved everything about that game.
Yeah.
Everything fell into place for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Tapestry
Did you
was-
win?
I honestly, for my first, he
Tim
won.
must have won, judging from the pose.
He won, but a couple things with this. I know that I always have to say this when Tim wins. A couple things. But first of
Caveat.
all, he won by only like 20 points, which I feel like in that game, I'm just saying in that game, it was like 170 to 150. So I felt really good with my performance.
Okay,
is what I was saying.
that's not
for
so
having
bad.
not knowing
Right.
anything about the game. You know, I felt good.
Only beaten by 20. It was 30 to 10.
The Tapestry, that's bad.
But and the other thing is, I genuinely think that score would have been really different, except that I can literally think back of like 7 different times where I didn't take the resources I was supposed to take. Like when you're covering with the Tapestry
Correct.
cards and certain other
I did
effects.
tell you, and I did remind
No, he
everybody.
totally did. I remembered like I never took that, and it was so many turns later that I just not gonna do that.
Remember in the first term I forgot to grab those resources?
Yeah, exactly. When the last turn I thought it would help. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm really glad you like Tapestry. I think it's a really good game.
Yeah.
I think it got some unwarranted hate when
Sure.
it first came out, and I think that there's just always maybe some backlash sometimes with Stonemaier games now
Yeah.
because of Wingspan and everything.
Yeah.
But I don't buy it. Right? I try other than today's list. I am very anti-negative on stuff. Right? If you don't love a game, who cares? I'm not gonna ruin.
Right. That could be somebody else's cup of tea.
Yeah, I'm not ruining your day, just because you love Munchkin. It's fine.
Well, maybe Munchkin.
I like Munchkin.
It's okay.
But yeah, so we
Top
played Tapestry. We also played the hardest co-op known to man.
Yes.
And got destroyed.
Robinson Crusoe?
No, I think
Harder.
it's harder than Robinson
This
Crusoe.
War
I've actually
Mine?
won Robinson
Harder.
Crusoe. I haven't played that one yet. It is
Ghost
famous.
Stories.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't played Ghost Stories.
It's very famous for being like the hardest game ever.
Really?
And
I
it
mean, this
lived
War
up
of Mine
to
is
its name.
real hard.
Yeah.
Real hard. What did we make it like 3 days in one
Yeah,
time
it's
we
like,
tried to
who
play?
wants to go have a bad day?
Yeah.
You know? Not that it's a bad game. It's just very
Oh, it's
hard.
very
it makes
hard.
you feel bad about
And
life.
it's on theme.
The thing I love
Yeah.
about Ghost Stories, I said this right when the game ended, was that is the closest Tim and I have ever got to like looking at each other angrily. We would have turns where it's like, what are you doing?
Why are you doing
this?
And I loved it.
Well, so it's a co-op, and you and I are both very anti-alpha gamers.
Exactly.
Right? We will talk about plans.
We will just
Right.
insult your move afterwards.
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
You won't know our real
Do what you
thoughts.
want, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
That
Love
okay.
it.
But no, it was a blast.
Yeah.
And that's the thing with Ghost Stories is well, we like challenging co-op,
Sure.
right? So we're getting pounded,
Yeah,
and then we'd have a good round, and we'd be like, oh yeah, we're doing great.
One good round of 20, and it's like, we got
Nailed it.
this. Nailed it.
But yeah, I don't know.
I will say,
I hadn't played it in like a year and a half.
Sure.
And
It
I
showed.
was like, I need to play again.
Yeah.
Because it was a lot of fun.
I will say that out of all the extremely hard cooperative games I have now played and owned some and stuff, this is probably my least favorite. I didn't love.
Oh, I like it way better than Robinson Crusoe.
I love Robinson Crusoe.
I know you do.
So
I know
yeah,
you do.
I love Robinson Crusoe.
Yep.
But yeah, this game, I don't know, just the basic mechanics of it, and it just seems so. I don't know, like, oh, the dice just have colored circles on them, and it's just like, oh, is this a Hasbro game?
older.
You
Get
know,
outta here.
like,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like,
outta here.
it has
We're
this-
sorry, Hasbro.
Well, I'll give you this, right? Like the little Buddhas are really nice.
Exactly, it has really cool
Yeah,
stuff.
and then the dice
it
are
has-
like, wah, wah.
yeah, it's like you look at the really cool Buddhas, and then it's just your guy of one blue color. With
Yeah.
So
a
is that
sword
like a
and,
villainous thing where it has got a really cool component?
Yeah,
and then you've
exactly.
Then a
It has
garbage
a really
component.
weird mixture of components.
Kinda.
I
Yeah.
feel, and it's not that like the dice are nice dice, but it's, they chose a very simple game mechanic to show the game, and it works perfectly. It's just like I kind of wish this game would get a deluxe
Well,
edition at some point that
like-
just spices it up a bit.
Like the dice for
unnecessarily.
8-bit attack, right? Like I
Yes.
like those dice,
Yeah.
like how dynamic they are. And they're-
Exactly.
Right.
Those
Yeah.
dice in 8-bit attack, right, could just be yellow circle, red circle. It
Right.
could be the same
and,
thing.
And that
but
does
that's
this
boring.
and that does that. Right.
So yeah, that's my only takeaway from
I'm-
Ghost Stories. I enjoyed the experience. We got our butts handed to us.
Handed
Like,
on a
yeah.
platter.
Mm.
A poo-poo platter?
The worst part too is
It's your butt.
the
Chinese
worst part
food.
about Ghost
Technically.
Stories too is it's a game that pretends like you're close to winning, right? Like it shows you like, oh look, you're on the final boss. Just kill it.
That's all you
That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
But it's like not happening. it was like, okay, one character's dead, next character's dead, fourth character has to revive character A, but then character B dies again, and then character A has to move and do a turn really quick, and then revive character C, and it's literally just we're just dying left and right at the end. It's
Jeez
so
Louise.
good.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
But so much fun.
Right.
Yeah.
So
No.
much fun.
Good times. And then my last one, we'll just go like one at a time, right? I shouldn't talk about my last one yet.
Okay,
I'm
Bob,
just gonna
what
go
do
one
you
at a
got?
time.
Well, we should talk about that specially.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Bob, go ahead and do yours.
We started with Abyss.
I love
It's
Abyss.
so good.
I
Like,
love
art,
Abyss.
Yeah, like
I still remember the first time I played it. You
Uh-huh.
texted me and was like, "I'm at the game store because you were getting ready to come over to my house,"
Uh-huh.
and you're like, "I'm thinking about buying Abyss. I'm gonna do it. You
Yeah.
bought it, came over, and we learned how to play it together.
Uh-huh.
It was awesome.
yeah,
love
it's
that
such a good game.
Yes,
Yep. And I have the expansion too, right? That has
yeah, the
black
Kraken.
pearls
I
in.
needed to get the Kraken
it's
because it's
pretty
a
cool.
good expansion.
What's nice is like because you can spend the black pearls, but only if you don't have any white ones left. So it really entices you to spend your pearls a lot
Right.
more often.
Have you played Abyss yet?
No.
Oh, it's super good.
So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of like a set collection.
Set
looks cool.
collection
Yeah.
and the art is
Yeah.
top notch.
That's
I
Yeah,
mean,
the
it's
art is
just
right.
some of the
beautiful.
best artwork around.
And it's my parents even like this game because it's one where basically you got 3 basic actions that you can take. So
Yep.
you're not analysis paralysis trying to figure out what you want to do. You're like,
Right.
if you
Oh,
can't
that's why
afford
they play
this,
it with you.
got to do. Yeah, because I don't take forever. Yeah, that's why, Dan. Yeah. But no, it's a really enjoyable game and like
yeah.
the art is
no,
really
I'm
good.
glad you're still
Easy
playing
to-
it because
yeah.
I love Abyss.
Ben picked that out.
Nice.
Yeah, so we went upstairs and looked at everything. And I was like, I always pick. You guys pick a game to play.
Nice.
And so I listed some off.
Exactly.
You can pick from these.
yeah. So you can pick from this area
Yeah.
and then here, but not so much down here or
Right.
up here.
Right.
And not over
Just-
here
yeah,
or over
just in
here.
this area.
But like this area right
here.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Abyss.
So that was
Cool.
the first one we played. But yeah, if we're going to go one for one, you guys can go next.
Okay, so I played Conclusio like 5 times with Tyler
Oh,
while we
wow.
were waiting for Dan to come
Okay.
over. And he won 3 out of the 5 times. But each time it was, I don't think, it wasn't because somebody guessed wrong. It was always because I was just one turn behind him with my guess.
That's why that game feels so balanced to me.
It's
Is that
really
it's
good.
always every time I play that game, like if someone else wins, like if Catherine wins, I say I would have won on my next turn.
Have you played
It's
Conclusio
always
yet?
that close.
Seriously, you
Yeah.
just need to get it.
Okay.
It's a $10 investment that you will get to play with
Nice.
anybody anywhere.
Okay.
I love Conclusio, Puzzling Pixel Games. Put it out.
Yeah.
Our buddy Rob Kerr
Mm-hmm.
designed it.
Nice.
It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
great little deduction game.
And Tyler was like all in because he
Yeah.
was like because we were waiting for you. We knew we had some time, and he's like, well, we can just keep playing this until Dan shows up.
Nice.
And I was like,
So he
okay.
caught on to the no two symbols alike thing pretty fast then, huh? He kept
Yes,
winning that.
and we were using the special player powers like
Sure.
every time. So usually when I teach it, I leave it out. But I was like,
Right.
Oh yeah,
you
with
play a
Tyler,
lot.
you're good.
Yeah.
You play a lot of games. You know what's up.
Bob, I would probably.
Yeah. Ease into it.
But yeah, so
You don't understand, Bob. I give you this card, now all of a sudden you have 6 cards in your hand. I just don't know if you can.
so he's only got one left. So we'll go back and forth until we
Exactly.
get to our
Okay.
last one. 'Cause our
Um,
last one's good.
We played Clank Legacy again.
Okay, no spoilers.
No
but
spoilers. We're 6
I
games.
love
6
Clank
games
so
deep.
much,
So
so
good.
I need to get Clank Legacy.
It was funny because Sarah came home like halfway through us playing, and we're flipping over some of the cards, and some of the cards, the names on them are hilarious. And then
Yeah.
you tell them like where you were at when you found that card, and they're like, oh, that makes it even better.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
but it's.
I've only heard
so
good things about.
Yeah,
Clank
I don't
Legacy.
want to get too
Yeah.
much into it because I don't want to accidentally spoil anything for
Sure,
anybody.
sure.
But it is very. If
Clank.
you like Clank, which is a good deck building game,
Right.
plus
Yes.
it adds the board, and you can move guys around and collect stuff. I like it.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I
It's-
got to play a game that I am like loving more and more each time I play it. Shards of Infinity.
Hmm.
Really.
Yeah,
I haven't played it.
it's
I only played it once, and I've been thinking about it since then.
it's
I
a
wanna play it
deck
again.
builder. It plays similar to like a DC deck builder
Okay.
or Ascension,
Okay.
right? So you're gonna play a card and it's got it's got a couple of different currencies, right? Like you can increase your life, you can increase you've got a player board that has a dial on it for your health.
Okay.
And then you've got an energy dial down here. So as your energy goes up, you're going to unlock extra abilities on cards. Like one of them is everybody's got an infinity shard, and if you get your energy all the way up to 30, you do infinity damage and you win, right?
Nice. Yeah.
But the other thing though is there's different factions, also like Star Realms, right? So the factions can kind of play off of each other. They do this neat thing where some of the cards are mercenaries.
Okay.
So you can pay for it and it goes to your discard and you draw it normally like a regular card, or you can pay for it and use it as a mercenary. You get it right away. You use its thing, and then it goes to the bottom of the main deck.
Yeah, so
Oh,
it's
that's
just,
a neat-
It's just a
that's
cards
neat.
It's a
for hire.
neat twist,
Yeah.
right? And this one you can play up to 4 players,
Okay.
but it's sort of like GKR or something. You're playing 4 players. You're kind of just spreading out your attacks. You
Yeah,
can play
free for
teams, I
all.
guess.
Okay.
I haven't
It's
looked
free
into
for
it,
all.
but it's a free for all. But one-on-one, like I love it. Like you and I love Star Realms, right?
Mhm.
I mean, when Star Realms came out, we probably
Putting
wore
crap
out
of it.
like
Yeah.
2 or 3 copies. Your copy, they're my copy, right?
Mhm.
But and I love those kind of games anyways. But man, Shards of Infinity
Yeah.
is just
Interesting.
I'm wanting to play it more and more and more. Also, small box and pretty cheap,
Yeah,
and
no,
you can find it
small
at a game
box,
store.
Cheap. Some unique mechanics in there that keep
Yeah.
it interesting.
Yep.
Weakness for deck builders for me,
Yeah,
obviously.
I love it.
And then the fact that you're also like Star Realms and stuff, you're attacking a life points kind of thing.
Right.
Like I like all that.
Yeah, no,
So,
it's good stuff, man.
Nice.
It's really good stuff. Oh wait, not you.
Got a couple of rounds of the Medici, the dice game.
Okay,
Throw it in
nice.
there. Yeah, I introduced
We
you
liked
guys.
it. Yeah,
you
we got
guys
to
liked
play it. We talked about it.
Yep. Played that a few times.
Did you win?
Ever?
We played a couple of rounds of that, and that was fun. Even though you don't always win, it's still
Sure.
fun to play.
Right. Just
But
keep
our
telling
scores
ourselves
always
that.
end up being so close. Like
Yeah.
I think I tied for the win on one of them. It was like 160 to 160 to 155. It was
Nice.
so close. Yeah.
Nice.
But trying
Yeah.
different strategies, focusing on different things. But
So I had all set up while we were waiting for you to get there
Keep saying
because
that.
I wanted to play this game so
I was
bad,
at work.
and I've had it. Whatever.
Keeps wording it like I was
Yeah.
like, oh, he's taking so long to get here.
Ugh, why?
you should have
No.
gone.
So I had for a while. Yes. I picked it up at a convention like a year ago, and I've been dying to play it, but it's only a 2-player game, so it's kind of limited, right?
Okay.
Campaign Manager.
Oh.
Have you played Campaign Manager?
No.
Okay. So the edition I have is specifically McCain versus Obama. So you've got red states, blue states, right?
Okay.
So as someone old enough, right, to remember that election very well,
Uh-huh.
the cards are all on theme. They're all on theme, right? So like you're gonna play like if you're gonna run like a negative ad,
Right.
it's
something
like,
pertinent to
it's
what
something,
happened.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like John McCain says bomb Iran is
Yeah.
the card, right? So
Right.
like that's a negative thing against
Wow.
McCain that Obama can play.
Well, I guess it depends, but yes.
Right. But it's
People
really
learn to that.
it's really neat though, because what you do is you've got like this big deck of cards, and you're gonna go through and you're gonna draw 3, you're gonna pick 1, and then the other 2 go away. And you
Okay.
go through your whole deck. You basically are gonna
Draft
just
your
draft
whole deck.
your 15 card deck. So
Okay.
both players start with that. And then each player gets to pick two battleground states to start with.
Okay.
And the battleground states have this awesome mechanic. So they've got a majority issue and a minority issue.
Okay.
So it's always either defense or like military or economy.
Okay.
And there's a little triangle piece that moves up and down depending on like how
What's more important or
what's more important.
Right.
And when it moves past the halfway point, it actually flips over so that the point is pointing towards the more important thing. And then on the other side, it's got a key demographic. So it might be like Catholics or under 30 college
Wow.
graduates,
Yeah.
right? Or Latinos and Jewish conservatives, right? Depending on the state.
Yeah.
Like it is detailed.
Wow.
And the cards that you draft do like totally different things. It'll be like gain the support of all the independent voters on blah blah blah.
Right.
So like there were so many times where I had the like I'm gonna play this card. It's gonna make all of these voters go to me, and I'm gonna win that state because the key demographic is like Catholics, and I've got the Catholics card. And I'm about to play it, and then Tyler would shift the demographic to Reagan Democrats.
Oh, no.
And I don't have anything for Reagan Democrats. Or
Get some trickle down.
the other thing is at the top and at the bottom of the card, there's colored circles that are support. Okay, so you're gaining support. So red circles, you automatically have some red support and some blue support in each one. You've got to get your whole thing filled up. And then it also has to be the majority issue for you to win the state.
Jeez.
There were so many times where I would have all the circles filled, and he kept pulling it away
Issues.
from that issue.
No, that's not important.
Yeah,
That's not important.
I'm killing him on that issue, but
Yeah.
nobody cares about
Nobody
that
cares.
issue, so I can't win the state.
Wow, that's interesting.
It came down to like 10 electoral votes. Tyler won. I was like running
Wow.
away with it big. Tyler came back.
Change the narrative.
New Jersey
Yeah.
totally screwed me. But we played this game. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
Like I will build my deck differently next time, because now I know some more things.
Right.
But it's really good. It is really
that's funny,
good.
yeah.
And you and I like politics,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
We
yeah.
talk politics and stuff. And even if you don't, I
Mhm.
think it's just a really neat, and it's also kind of an awesome time capsule because all the
yeah,
cards,
those things that were important at that point in time.
and then every time you bring out a new state,
Mhm.
you draw a ZNN news card.
Oh.
So like it'll be like the Afghan, like the surge continues.
Right.
So decrease or increase military support in all. So like all
Right.
the states
News keeps happening to change
can
topics.
shift. Yes.
Yeah. That'd be
It's-
really cool. And then they can just do a new capsule for each election.
It's amazing.
That's pretty cool idea.
I
Sounds
love
like
it.
work.
It's listen, that game was so good.
Yeah.
I loved it. It's
All
like
right.
it just skyrocketed
I will have to
up
check
to
it
the
out.
top. We got to play it, Bobby.
Yeah.
We'll love it.
I will do
Check
it.
out your BGG rating here.
I don't.
Second.
I'm so lazy at going and rating. You
Wow.
watch for my board game rundown rating. That's the one that matters.
Okay.
Okay. You got another
Okay.
one?
I do.
Okay.
I also got to play Monumental again.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
Really enjoy it. I'm ready for the expansion. I've played every faction now. that
Oh,
they have.
you've really gotten your money's worth
I
out of
have.
that thing.
Yeah. I mean, like, I have.
Sure.
I do enjoy it. Just the deck building, and you get to put the 3x3 cards
Now,
out. and-
are you still? Was it you? Somebody told me that the issue can sometimes be downtime between turns.
Correct.
Has that gotten hammered out at all?
That's in the expansion
Oh,
coming
okay.
out. They think they're calling them. They have a term for it.
Sure.
But I think the way it's going to end up working is basically like I'll take an action, then you take an action, you take an action. Instead of
Okay.
one person taking all their actions at once.
Sure.
Right? And it might be a couple of actions at a time. I didn't read that much into it, but they did say that they've addressed that issue. 'Cause
Sure.
it was the biggest one. Because like
And clearly
you,
back.
you could, yes, I did. Because you could sit there for 10, 15 minutes, like not just
It's-
debating on what to do,
It's
just
the
taking
longest
actions.
downtime I've ever had in a game.
Sure.
But there's so much stuff.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
it was a well-made
I
game.
had my deck, because you can archive cards, so you
Mhm.
get them out of your deck. And I had it down to where I had 11 cards in my deck, and you get 9 in your thing. So
Oh,
I was
right.
getting almost my entire deck every
Wow.
time. And then I got a card that let me draw 2 cards and use one. So I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
okay, I'm going to play all my deck out. Then I'll use that card to draw my last 2 and use this one.
Right.
Yeah, it
right.
was-
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
Ready
Okay.
for the expansions.
All right. So our last one.
Yeah,
Our
this
last
is it,
game we
right?
played. And this is
Mm-hmm.
huge. This was huge for us.
This is huge.
So I've been reaching out, trying to get, reaching out to people with Kickstarters coming out, because we want to promote ourselves in the show, and we also want to promote Kickstarters that we're excited about.
Promote the hobby.
Exactly.
That's why we started it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is why we do this, because we just love the hobby, right? We're gamers.
Yep.
So we reach out to the creator of Deck of Wonders,
Dennis Furia.
and he was amazing and invited us to learn the game with him on Tabletop Simulator.
Nice.
So Deck of Wonders is a solo
Legacy card game.
deck builder,
Okay.
and it's so good. It's so hard.
It also has a co-op variant.
Right. It's got a co-op variant. They're still tweaking a little bit,
yeah,
but
the game is mainly designed to be a solo legacy card game.
and I'm going to take it as a compliment. He had so much fun laughing at us
Oh yeah.
talking trash, because basically we just played simultaneously, and he taught
Yes.
us.
Okay.
So we didn't play. We played together, but not really together.
the
right?
same
So
game.
whenever I heard Dennis say like, "Oh, Tim, bad draw," I'd slowly scroll over and just stare at Tim's board while he died, and then I
Oh.
go back to my game and play.
But the one of the really cool mechanics of this is that the cards are basically divided in half.
Okay.
So you've got your side, the hero side, and the villain side. So in Deck of
Oh, that's
Wonders,
right.
you've stolen the Deck of Wonders
From Fate herself.
from Fate, and she's mad at you. And then the villain is wants the deck for themselves because they want to be favored by Fate, so on and so forth. They've all got different stories.
Right.
The other thing that I learned, from just kind of hanging out with Dennis while playing, was that there's so much lore and story. Like, there's so much story behind all these cards and stuff that you don't get just by looking at the cards. Now, there will be flavor text in there, but as you
Right.
get like the finished copy of the game, there's gonna be so much. Like, this universe is so fleshed out. But on your turn, you're gonna play one of your cards, so you've got your side up,
Mm-hmm.
and then on the villain turn, they play a card, and
Yeah, you're playing from the same deck.
yeah,
Right.
This
you're playing
game
from the
is
same
so
deck.
clever.
Yeah.
It's the thing that when I had never heard of the game before until Tim brought it up on a rundown, and I was just like, what? Like,
Yeah. I remember him
It's
talking
it's
about
a
it.
dueling game where you're both drawing from the same deck.
So-
I love that.
So the deck building part of it, right, is you've got a couple of different options. If you're fighting villain A,
Okay.
you can choose to do pre-constructed deck.
Mhm.
So like, oh, they recommend these. So there's cards that,
Work together.
work together well
Work
to
toward
do
that
that.
monster.
You can build. You can just decide to build your own deck,
Okay.
which is cool. And you could take all the really powerful cards, but you got to remember, if you draw that card for the villain,
They're gonna get that powerful card.
And
They're
the
getting
powerful
them.
cards all have costs for you that usually do not cost the villain to play.
Right.
So yeah.
right now there are some villain cards I think where they can lose some of their minions.
Yes,
blah
like
blah
they
blah.
eat each other.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Or you can do what the fated version, and you just
Shuffle.
take
random.
X amount of cards and shuffle a deck together and go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's several different villains that are going to come in the
There's
just the
three,
core
I believe.
game, and then
I
there's
know
also
Cullen and Aurora.
there's also basically boxes you check off, and as you complete or lose, say you lose 3 times, you may then get this card. like
Yeah,
access
it
to
adds
these
like
things.
an additional card pack to your deck to help you out. It's like called like unnoticed friends or I'm sorry,
Right.
I don't
Nice,
remember
yeah.
right now.
Right, but yeah, no,
allies.
there's a lot
Allies.
to it, and the other thing that I like about it, you've played the Harry Potter deck builder, right? So it's easy to reset.
Right.
So it's not like you're ripping stuff
Oh, yeah.
up and everything.
Okay.
So you can play
that kind
through,
of a
unlock a
legacy.
bunch of stuff, but you can put it all back and play again
Right.
and try
So
different.
it's a legacy, not like a permanent legacy.
right.
Correct. Yeah, he was actually saying there's a specific term for that. The difference
Okay.
between permanent legacy and whatever
Yeah.
the other one
Card
is.
destruction. I don't
Stickers
remember.
and all that.
Right.
We also have to mention really quick, Pixies riding corgis.
Pixies riding corgis.
Very important.
Also, Lauren Brown did all the artwork
Yep.
for Deck of Wonders, and it's really vibrant. It's really good, and I love all the colors and just like the choices that were made.
Yeah.
That damn beaver dam. That card screwed me so many times.
I had one on my team for a while. That was
I don't
nice.
like you. That's not cool.
Yeah. So you fight through these enemies one at a time, and it builds out the story for you. And
Yeah.
I
So as you play through,
Interesting.
I
we're
enjoyed
really
it.
excited.
a
We are supposed to get a copy so we can review it
Okay.
on here, and then when the Kickstarter goes live in a few weeks,
Yes, we will go.
we
more in
will be
depth.
talking nonstop about it probably because we were both pretty excited. We're going to expose you to it.
Yeah.
And
And I went into it saying
exposed.
I am not a big solo guy.
Right.
Everyone kind of knows that about me. And he was like, "Oh well, there's the co-op variant." I was like, like after because after I had played the game, I was like, "Oh, I can do this whole thing, but like Tim and I against 2 villains." And so the unique mechanic that's in it right now is that every turn in the co-op version, we get to trade one card from each other's
Oh, right.
hands to kind of like, okay, I really need that magic card, that spell card that
Right.
you have right there. That's going to go well with this. And so, yeah, so we're kind of just fighting 2 versus 2
Right.
with the ability to
to help each other.
buff
Right.
each other slightly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so I'm telling you, I had such a good time
Yeah,
with this
it was
game.
such a
And
good
yes,
opportunity.
Part of it was the company, right?
No, yeah,
Having-
he's the
yeah.
nicest dude, right? And we had a great time. He was I mean, we talk trash all the time anyways, right?
Yes.
And we were on with no filters. Like
Uh-huh.
we were not like even putting on airs. We're just like, "Oh, you idiot,"
Yeah.
blah blah blah. And he's just cracking up.
Yeah. The first thing I said was I joined the call. And I said, "Oh, Tim's not here yet. He is kind of tech illiterate." So,
Yeah.
And the guy just started
And then I
laughing.
come in and I hear
Yeah, literally immediately, and because he comes into Dennis saying like, "I'm kind of tech illiterate too," and I think Tim's first sentence was already thrown under the bus. I see.
Yeah.
So good.
It was good though. It was a really, really awesome experience. I'm glad for it. We had a good time.
Nice.
So Deck of Wonders, we will be watching
Yes.
and talking about you. You got any more? Or We're
Nope.
gonna go into news.
I'm that was the games I played.
Okay.
Okey
So I've
dokey.
got like a tiny bit of news. We
I
might
don't
have
have
some
any
overlap.
news.
Probably we usually do. Go ahead, Tim.
Smartphone second edition, August 26th.
I didn't write that down, but I'm super excited. I missed Smartphone the first time, and I think that game looks awesome.
Well,
Isn't that the one your sister was saying that I would really like?
yeah,
Yeah.
she was.
Mhm.
And she's usually right.
She's usually pretty spot
So you're
on.
in trouble.
Yep.
So keep your eyes out for smartphone.
Yeah.
Hot commodity. The other thing coming soon, no release date, but I am excited about Dune Imperium.
Yup. Let me just read this sentence right
Please
here, Tim.
do.
All we know is the name of the game in this sentence, okay? A deck building meets worker placement in a new board game of galactic struggle from the creators of Clank. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All of those things I like.
Yeah.
I like Dune. I like Clank. I like bag building. I like
Yeah.
deck building, right?
Yeah.
I literally was like, what? I was
Yeah.
so
Yeah,
excited.
yeah,
for
yeah.
this.
It checks every
Every
box and
single
even
box.
found like
Wait.
3 more.
Are there dual layered player boards?
We'll see.
Okay.
Literally for months, I've been saying, are there any worker placement deck building games? I want those. I want
Yeah.
those. I want those. And
Well, I mean, Clank is sort of a worker placement
Little
deck
bit,
building,
little
but
bit.
you're worker moving, not really worker placing.
that's not worker placement. Come on.
Don't you disparage Clank though. I love Clank.
No, I like
Oh,
Clank.
okay.
No,
I was like,
Clank
what?
a lot.
Shut your mouth.
That's why I'm excited about this. That's why I'm
Yeah.
excited about this. I'm just saying, in no world would I call that worker placement. Any game where you're moving a piece on a board is worker placement.
Hey, you're placing it here.
Yeah,
Oh, look,
boy.
I have 2 move. I'll place
Worker
it in
movement
this space.
So that's all I have
Fair
for
enough.
news. You guys have anything else you want
yes.
to talk about?
Did
or
you
hit
have
on?
something?
I don't have any news.
Okay.
I have Kickstarters, but no news.
Yeah, we'll go
I
Kickstarter.
just have a couple small things. I don't honestly know how old they are. I just know we haven't covered them yet.
Okay.
So Clever Times 3 was
Oh,
announced.
okay, Gonchon's.
Yeah,
Clever?
Godchon's Clever 3 was announced. Quacks of Quedlinburg's second expansion,
Oh, I did write that down for news.
The Alchemists.
The Alchemists.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
coming
that's
out.
going to be huge. I haven't
Okay.
played Quacks yet, but I need to.
I haven't played Quacks yet. I just know
Have
that
you played
everyone.
Quacks?
I have not.
I'm
everyone
surprised. I
loves it.
figured you owned it.
So
I went for it. I think it was one of the things I tried for at Geekway.
Oh, and didn't get?
Didn't get. And then I tried. I think the Doobies got a copy.
Did they?
Somebody I thought got a copy, and I was trying to trade them, and they didn't. They weren't.
Oh, I don't
weren't
think.
keen on it. so,
Okay. Yeah, Quacks, man.
Yeah.
Quacks.
And then the last thing is for the 10-year anniversary, Seven Wonders is getting a new edition.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So
Okay.
new artwork, slightly. They said none of the rules are changing, but they have fixed the rule book to make it easier to teach and learn.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
And it's also will be coming out with Armada Cities and Leaders expansions. Not
Okay.
all together, right? But they will all be getting the rework currently.
Mhm.
The wonder cards are bigger. All the iconography is clear on the cards for people. So
Okay.
yeah, just a
Upgraded
basic
copy.
Yeah, just a basic upgraded second
Okay.
edition or whatever.
Nice.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right on.
So, but that's all I have. Nice.
Not a bad
Those are
game.
big. Those are big things like for people. Quacks, Seven Wonders. Like these are
Yeah.
big.
names.
Smartphone. Dune.
Smartphone. Yeah. It looks so good. Anyway,
All right, on to Kickstarters. Onward
Kickstarters.
and upward. I've got 2.
I have 2.
I have 3. Yes, I have 3 because I knew you would. Yes.
Okay. Bobby, why don't you go first?
Sure. So the first one I have on here is Arcana Rising.
It looks so good. That's one of mine.
Okay,
it looks
good.
so
No,
good.
it's good.
No, that's
Take
totally
it.
fine.
Okay,
go
Oh,
for
but
it.
you can't win for it now.
I can't win for it now. That's my better one.
In all
For
fairness,
me.
Yeah.
when I made this, I did not know you were going to be here.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, so it's 1 to 6 players, card drafting, engine building, 30 to 60 minutes. It's got a neat little abacus score tracker that I thought was
Oh,
kind of
nice.
cool. Different school types to drafting cards from, and I think they kind of work together depending on some
Sure.
like the what
The
I write down.
synergies,
Yeah, the
depending
synergies.
on
That's
the-
what I was looking for. Synergies. Charms, herbology,
Sure.
potions and whatnot. $23 for base copy.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
$34 for
No,
deluxe.
the price is
Yeah,
incredible.
That's
$34 for deluxe edition.
For
is
deluxe.
That's for a
crazy.
deluxe
And like you
edition,
look
that's
at this
nice.
game and it looks nice too. It's
Yeah.
not like the deluxe edition is crap. It
Right.
looks nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rad.
so
So-
this pricing is incredible.
Nice.
But part of that reason might be because I don't know if you said this, Gray Fox Games.
Oh, great.
Fox,
So
Fox,
yeah,
That's solid.
Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, and
Yeah.
the amazing Champions of Midgard.
Yeah.
So
And so they have nice cards and stuff like that, So yeah.
yeah, no,
you like
but
Gray
like
Fox games.
I don't like Champions of Midgard,
Well,
but
it's
I
okay
do
to be
love Deception.
wrong.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you're right.
Deception. Yeah, Deception, Murder in Hong Kong.
I
is
live
great.
very comfortably being wrong.
just to explain really quick, because this mechanic is so interesting, and you
Yeah.
haven't seen this, I guess.
Nope.
So there's going to be 3 rounds, and each
Uh-huh.
round is 6 turns because it's drafting.
Okay.
So I get cards, I choose one to activate, and then we draft, and then I choose one to activate, and it changes. So when you're playing that card, though, you either slide it into a slot, so put the blood card in the blood slot and stuff like that,
Okay.
or you discard that card to activate anything that you already have down.
Oh, okay.
Well, now, so how the activating works, though, is so if you're in turn 1, it shows you the turn track is randomized, the 1 through 6, and it will say, so in round 1, you will have the chance to activate potions and alchemy.
Okay.
So now you look at your board and you say, is it worth activating in round 1 this or in turn 1 this round?
Sure.
Or do you build up? Oh, you know that in turn 3, blood is going to activate, so I could just build up my blood really quick and get ready to activate
And then
blood
when that goes,
when it
it's
procs.
gonna go
And so you're
big.
doing this engine building where you pay attention.
Okay.
You know which
Sure.
turn
What's
everything's
gonna
going to
activate
activate
when.
in.
I don't like it if you
And-
got to pay attention.
Yeah, I
That's
know,
terrible.
but I really like that mechanic.
Yeah,
That's
that sounds
so
good.
interesting.
That sounds really good.
And then obviously 3 rounds, so it will come back to the beginning. You can build up to that because activating your alchemy in turn 1
Right.
probably isn't worth it, but in
Right.
turn 7 technically,
Come back and
yeah.
activate it. And get
Sure.
started.
Yeah, no. So that whole mechanic was really good. Gray Fox is good. So
Yep.
I'm that game and the art.
Yeah, the art. Yeah,
Oh.
I was really impressed by the art.
Yeah,
I liked it.
sure.
So
It reminded me a little bit of Tidal Blades art. A little
Okay,
bit.
yeah.
But
Tidal
more of
Blades
like
art
a
is good,
like
but
a-
darker, right? Darker tone.
Yeah, more of like a JPEG, like a Japanese RPG.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of got a
Mhm.
cross between that.
All right,
good pick,
I'll
Bob.
Yeah,
go. I'll
thanks.
go with my big one because I think that this one will be on other lists. Massive Darkness 2.
Nope.
No.
What? Okay.
I'm not huge on the Massive. If I'm gonna play Massive Darkness, I might as well play Zombicide.
Also, here's the thing: never played Massive Darkness. So.
Me neither.
Oh, okay.
I like Descent. I've heard them
Yep.
also compared.
A little
Oh.
bit, because the thing is so. Whereas Zombicide stuff, like things will have more hit points. Instead of
Mhm.
having more hit points, you just have more minis. Like everything's
Oh,
basically
right,
got
right,
like a hit point. So
Right.
it's like, oh, there's 5 orcs. Well, they all have 1 hit point. Or you could have 1 orc with 5 hit points.
Sure.
See what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's like the same thing. So if you like minis, I mean,
Well,
by all means,
so
Massive Darkness is
He
so-
does.
yeah.
I do. Now, I don't know that I'm going to back this myself,
Uh-huh.
but I bring it up because it's made like what, $1.6 million.
It's huge.
Mhm.
The miniatures look
And it's Simon. So
insane.
yeah.
Insane.
Mhm. And I'm sure there's a lot of cool exclusive Kickstarter stuff.
Oh yeah, it's Simon.
Yep.
But anyways, they've got basically like 2 pledges. There's the Hellscape pledge,
Mhm.
which is $100. That's a base game and an upgrade pack.
Okay.
For your other stuff, and then there's the 145 Heavenfall pledge, which gives you almost everything. Of course, there's an add-on for like at least one other like box expansion.
Of course.
Small box expansion. Blah blah blah. Tons of extras like on this thing. It's making crazy money. If you are a fan of Massive Darkness 1,
Mhm.
this is probably a no-brainer.
Yeah.
If Descent 3 wasn't coming out soon,
Exactly.
it might be a no-brainer.
Bad timing.
Yeah.
But they're gonna not really. They're
No,
making their
obviously
money.
They're
fine.
doing all
They're-
right.
But
They're-
would they have done better? Right. is
Yeah.
what
I don't
I'm
know. I don't know. I mean, they're killing it. They are killing it. But anyway, so Massive Darkness 2, the miniatures look great.
Yes.
Actually, if there weren't other games that I kind of already felt scratch this itch for me,
Right.
like this would be a huge draw.
And that's where I'm at. I'm so far in on the other one, and they play so similarly.
right. I
that-
don't know that it gives me something new enough
Mhm.
that I'm like, ooh, I gotta have it.
Mhm.
Sure.
Other than incredible miniatures. I
Right.
mean, just absolutely incredible miniatures. But
Yeah.
that's my
Simon's been making a lot of miniatures for quite a while now. They've got it down pretty
yeah.
good.
Oh yeah, they're experts. They are experts, and they're always good quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't ever get really busted minis or
Right.
anything from them.
Right. All right,
So,
Dan.
I don't know if you guys looked
We're not
at
gonna have
this one.
crossover now. At least
No.
you and I won't.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys looked at this one just to see what I'm about to explain.
Uh-huh.
It's super obvious, but I
Uh-huh.
had to talk about this because I've been talking about the one-night games for a long time now
Uh huh.
because I'm working on
Yeah.
a thingy. So
Uh-huh.
Ultimate Werewolf Extreme,
Uh-huh.
I almost put them on here
it
too.
looks incredible.
Yeah.
I don't own any official werewolf.
Well, that's a
games.
one night
It is not a one night.
It's not one night.
No, it is werewolf, or it is
but
Ultimate
it is
Werewolf.
Bezier Games, right?
Correct.
It's the same company.
What I'm saying is just not the one night variant.
Sure.
It is the original Ultimate Werewolf Extreme
Oh,
version.
I see.
But yeah, so 3 to 25 players.
Oh, wow.
It has 25 days left, and it's about 1 billion% funded. I wrote down.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they're doing good.
Yeah.
They're doing good.
$69 to $99. $99 gets you a bunch of fancy, super like overly fancy stuff that you don't need at all. But if you're a collector, that's what it's for. It's literally the special collector's edition. You know.
Right.
Like it comes with things to where special things that go in your sleeve, so that unless you're looking directly at your card, it just comes with black.
It's kind of mirrored
You can't
or whatever.
see each other's cards. It comes with 3D printed special items that have to do with certain roles.
Right, so if you're that role, you can like hold it.
Yeah, there's like literally a gavel, like a full-size gavel for one of the roles or whatever. Like, yeah, just over-the-top things. That's like that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were gonna mumble something.
Yeah. That's fine.
There are 84 rolls in it, plus 39 bonus rolls that are not in any of the retail versions. 39 new rolls. It comes with game trays inserts, a 200-page strategy guide, which I don't even know. How do you have a strategy guide for werewolf? Like
that's crazy. I mean, I guess if you have like a page for each role, right?
Okay.
Hey, you're this person. You should try and do this.
Exactly.
I can't take this
I just
anymore.
don't take that as a strategy guide. You know,
All of
it's almost
these-
like an in-depth how to play.
All of these things are negatives to me.
What?
They're all negatives. They're all negatives. There is no way in hell I am playing an 84-player werewolf game anywhere
well, it's
with
3
anyone.
to 25 players.
Well,
It's
still,
just a bunch.
I'm not playing a
bunch of rolls.
25-player game werewolf game.
Well, they got those at like Geekway. You get like big rando groups together.
Yeah,
Not
but,
your cup of tea.
but I don't need it because
Is it even tea at that
Sure,
point?
I don't get what you're trying to say though here, because you
Listen.
could just play an 8-player version and
No.
you have 100 rolls
no,
to choose from. That's incredible.
I can play 3 other werewolf games I'd rather play.
Correct. I love Wolves of Mercia. We've talked
I'd
about
play
this all
Wolves
the
of
time.
Mercia.
Yeah.
I would play Growl. Love
I've never-
Growl.
Yeah.
You need to play Growl.
I know.
It's fun.
It's on my
It's
list.
so mean. It's so much fun. And
Wait a
then
minute.
also just straight up Werewolves of Miller
Right.
Hollow.
Never played it. Sure.
It's OG werewolf.
No.
I don't know why, but like I'm instantly like, oh, 99 characters. I'm just like, okay, fine.
I love
Great.
it. I love the look of this game.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Like I'm just like, maybe it's that 90s kid in me where it's like, oh, this is popular, so I don't like it.
Yeah.
But like, I'm ready to be wrong.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody gets it and I play it,
Sure, and I
I'm
mean,
not
this
going to say
is-
no. I'm not going to play it. Right?
Sure, and this is clearly designed for people who already own the game and want the collector's edition. That's
Yeah.
literally what this is.
Not
It's
me.
just a special.
Not me at
yeah,
all.
sure.
Not me at all.
Like literally the last thing I have here that it comes with is 25 player certificates, which is just a really fancy player certificate to put on your wall that you write the person's name on if they did something amazing in the game. Like, how did this person as the hunter trick the werewolves in the blah, blah, blah? You get a player certificate. Like,
Wow.
totally
I guess
unnecessary.
if your life is that dedicated to werewolf,
Sure, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. That's
go
who
with
this
God.
is for.
That's for you.
Yeah. No,
some
but
silver.
it looks incredible because I do not have any actual werewolf games
Sure.
other than Wolves of
Well,
Mercia.
you have Wolves of Mercia. You have
Yeah.
one of the best ones.
No, I do. I love that game, but I don't have an original. I feel like I need to, especially with all the designing I've been trying to
Sure.
do with my current thing.
I mean, you can look at it so you can learn, but yeah.
Yes. The thing I really wanted to mention about this, though, the thing that really blew me away was, and I don't think this is in the original game, but the cards, every single thing on the card matters and tells you something about the game, purely for the moderators. So for a villager card, their background is different than every other character card. And it's not like blatant, but it's just the background that they are standing in is different. And then there's a stripe that goes down the side, and depending on what shape is at the bottom of that, tells you like the length of game. Like, so the further down it goes, this character adds a lot of time to the game. Also, they're all standing in front of a fence. If the fence is soft circles on the card, that tells you a certain thing. And if they're hard shapes, that tells you a certain thing about that role. There's little moons at the bottom on the fence that tells you how many which night phases that character wakes up on. I'm just saying this is for moderators.
Right.
They look at the card and they have every single piece of information they need to design the game. It's
So,
mind-blowing design to me.
Right. No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And that is great design.
Yeah.
Like, you
The
know what I like to
detail.
do when I play werewolf? I like to drink beer and chat
Yeah.
and eat snacks.
Hang out.
And
Sure,
not,
talk smack.
not obsess over every...
Wait, are these rounded?
Yeah,
Or-
yeah.
Oh, I got pointy edges on my thing.
No,
Oh.
I don't think you're
So
understanding though. The
Dan farted on the third night,
whole
so that
point-
must mean
whole
that
point
he's
of this
the
is just to
flatulent
make-
witch.
The whole point of this is just to make the setup for the moderator faster and easier, so that you can just sit down and eat chips and drink beer.
No,
Like
it does
instead of
not
having to
make
be
it
like,
faster and
instead of having to
easier.
be like, oh, okay, well the werewolf has this mystic werewolf has a score of 4, and so we have to add a seer because that's a score of 3. but now that's a 3 versus 4. We need to make this balanced.
Yeah.
So I need instead of
Right.
doing all
Normally
that,
you're
you literally
consulting a
just
rule
look
book and
at
trying
the
to figure out
cards.
what can be played.
Yeah,
with
you
what.
Yeah, but
literally
if
just
you don't
throw
know
on
what
the
all of
card.
those symbols are,
You should
you
be
are
moderating.
consulting
then you
a
should be
rule book.
moderating.
That's true.
Yeah.
Sure, but somebody's got to do it first.
Yes.
Well, somebody's gonna have to learn it eventually.
No, someone does it initially. Yes, that's the same thing with everything with the rule
hate
book argument. It's just
Okay.
that this
I
way's
suppose.
better.
Okay.
I
I don't like it.
I
I don't
love
like
it.
it.
I love it.
I'm gonna
I love
just-
Okay.
Bezier. Good job.
They do good job most
do.
of the time.
Whatever.
Most of the time, except when Dan's talking about it.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm out.
That's
So
Okay.
hot
so
take.
Dan's being done now.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's trash Bob's game.
Well, it's gonna get
Sorry,
trashed
Dan.
automatically because it's not even necessarily a board game.
Oh, okay.
It's a board game enhancer.
Oh, okay.
We talk a lot about fancy bits and how we
Mhm.
like fancy bits. And not only do we play regular board games, but as far as tabletop games, but Dungeons and Dragons also gets played quite a bit. But Dungeon Delights is a you can back it for $14, super
Okay.
cheap. Gives you access to a whole slew of STL
ST.
files
Oh
And
yeah.
for like fleshing out, and you can use them for regular tabletop board games, but then also any kind of role playing game you might do.
Right.
Like you can do like a guy getting stretched on a rack. You know, you
Right,
can get
yeah.
like the whole
I
Bolton
won't kill you.
Ramsey. Put you up on a thing.
Yeah,
you know?
I
So
will
there's-
kill you for that. That's
yeah.
good.
And there's a whole bunch of them. And
Sure.
$14 is super cheap,
Yeah.
and it
For the
basically gives you
files.
access
Yeah.
to
Yeah, and
print
it's not
anything
like,
you want for
okay,
their
you have to
use.
wait 2 years to get
Yeah.
this delivered. Yeah,
Right.
So.
Yeah.
So, and I thought that was super neat. Because they have a bunch of them pictured and everything. I was like,
Sure.
man, you could use some of those
Yeah.
for like first player markers.
We
in
just
some
got
of your
my
games.
brother a
you
3D
know,
printer. I'm gonna have
things
to
like
talk to
that.
him
Oh,
about this.
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah. So that was my second one. I thought that was kind of a neat.
Yeah. No, I like it.
No,
I
we
like
talk
it.
about
That's
stuff like
good.
that on here. You're
Cool.
fine.
Yeah,
I
we
talked
do.
about those weird shake dice once, remember?
Yeah, we got into it. We got into it. So
I know what's
my
next.
my next one, yeah, Redline tactical card game.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to play BattleTech with my buddy Greg back in the
Yep.
day, right? I mean, we played BattleTech, the role playing game. We played like a miniatures like
Version of it.
thing, and so he's got this game. It's on Kickstarter right now, and you are basically simultaneous combat. So there's a row of objectives or
Okay.
territories that you're trying to control. You've got cards that you're gonna basically simultaneously. We're gonna be playing cards like to build up our Afrits, the mechs. We're
Okay.
gonna build up our mechs. You're gonna have like generals, which are gonna give you bonuses and things like that, right? Then you've got a dial, and you're gonna place it on each mech. Each location is numbered. You're gonna put a number on that dial, and that's where your mech is going. So then we flip over the dials, right? You flip over your dials, I flip over my
Simultaneous
dials,
hidden movement.
Yeah.
and they go.
It's like X-Men
boom.
style.
So
Yeah.
if we go to the same place, we
You gotta
fight, and the fight goes until either somebody retreats or somebody dies.
Nice.
So it's like it's not just like one round
Right.
and then
Pew, 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 pew.
yeah, no, it's like back and forth,
Mhm.
crazy good, like just bam, bam, bam. But you also can like bluff, right? Like you could talk a real good game about
Oh,
like
yeah.
I need to go over
What's
here.
your strength at? 5? Okay.
You can and you can spread out your mechs,
Uh-huh.
so each mech gets its own dial, right? So like you may it's like, well, Bob's gonna go there, so I need to like send everything so I
Mhm.
can just absolutely guarantee it. And you might go, well, he thinks I'm gonna go there. He's gonna send everything there, so I could send like
Spread way
3
out.
things out to everything else because he's gonna have no presence there,
like that.
right? So there's like that other aspect to the game that I just think is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like the art also. It's sort of like that Japanime, like animation artwork a
That's
little
something I
bit.
was gonna say was that one of the upgrades in the Kickstarter is changing it to that anime art
Mm-hmm.
style, whatever. And usually I do not like that stuff. And when I saw that as an option, like listed, I was like, I'll just stick with the normal cards. And then I looked at them and I loved it.
Yeah, they look good.
I don't
They
know
look good.
why they jumped out at me.
So the exciting thing for me about this is just that I don't have any game like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Where like it's got a bunch of little things that I like about it, right? Like I like the idea of the I love the idea of the dials. And then where are we gonna go? Where are you gonna go?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do? Boom, 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 boom. Because you and I play games like that all the time, right?
Yeah, I love
and,
hidden movement.
and clash and go with that. And it just sounds like so much fun. And I already was in with the theme of mechs and
Right.
stuff anyways.
Yeah,
So-
I really jumped on it because I've talked about this in the past for a different game, but the first thing I ever tried designing was like a not Yu-Gi-Oh! Magic style game, but like a fighting TCG where you get different factions and
Right.
you build up your decks and stuff like that. And so whenever a game comes out where they like successfully do a really good job at that, I'm just like, man. Like
Yeah.
I love watching this and getting inspiration because it was like my first passion project that didn't go anywhere because I had no idea what I was doing, right? But yeah, and I love that this looks like a dueling card game that is played on a battlefield. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I like that a lot. Yeah.
And
so
there's
to-
a deck building aspect to it as
Uh-huh.
well. So It just checks a lot of boxes.
Nice.
It's $35.
That's not bad.
It's like 65% funded. There's still a lot of time, but like I want this game to
it just
be.
launched.
Yeah.
I want this game to be a thing because I think it looks really good, and I'm excited. I'm excited for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
So-
to win, someone has to have all 5 territories under their
I
control.
think so, something like that.
So there's gonna be a lot of fighting.
Yeah, no, I like it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Because that's the
I-
thing is, so Tim was talking about how you spread out your units then, because he went over to, number 5, so I can go to 1, 2, and 3. But the thing is, your mechs by themselves probably aren't strong enough to capture that. So all you're doing is getting units there to help defend. You're probably not actually gonna be able to capture those yet. You got to get more units there, because basically each die has like a capture, or each mech has a capture die that you roll, and then you have to match that defense of the place.
Right, and
kind
some
of.
mechs are better
it.
than others, right?
Right,
So the
right.
mechs have variable stats and
Yeah,
things
exactly.
like that.
So
Right.
So yeah, you can spread out your guys, but you're really just slowly
Sounds
building
really
up
cool.
defenses rather
Yeah.
than like, I'm going to capture 3 spaces this turn. It's like, no.
I would
You're
I would
probably not
say that
doing
if any of that sounds appealing, it is definitely worth just going to the Kickstarter page and looking at it.
Yeah, check it out.
What'd you say it was called?
Red Line. Red Line tactical
Red Line.
card game.
Nice.
So simultaneous, real time.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a couple of them. 'Cause I
Right.
played that Farsight one board game. That's got the hidden movement, which I really enjoy.
Okay.
And then War Room's got the hidden movement.
Oh,
you
right,
know,
right.
And like I really enjoy those. So you're like, I'm gonna go here. Oh, you went there too?
Yeah.
Let's
Let's dance.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it for me on Kickstarters.
Oh yeah, I did have something else I just wanted to mention. Did you guys look at New York Crisis?
No, a little bit, a little
The
bit.
name, I think I saw the name.
Little-
I didn't
little
look
bit.
too deep.
little bit.
So I have no idea. Jugurama.
Yep.
I have no idea how to say
No,
the
you nailed it.
developer
That's
of this
exactly
game.
how you pronounce it. I'm
so-
sure even with that inflection.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I wanted to look at this because this looked like a difficult co-op, right?
Sure,
And
yeah,
we've been
we like
talking,
difficult
We've been talking a
co-ops.
lot about this lately. I don't know how difficult it is, but it looks difficult. So 1 to 4 player co-op, 12 days left, about 50% funded, $46 to $70, April of next year.
Okay.
So basically, you are playing a family that has gone on vacation into New York City, and then somehow you get roped into this serious crime. Like you get framed, or you're just like in the place where it happens. So like you're on the run from the cops, and you're running around New York City,
Avoiding the cops and the mafia.
exactly avoiding the
Yeah.
cops and the mafia, trying to figure out the story of what actually happened and clear your name.
Okay.
Nice.
And I like the look of a lot of stuff in this game. My favorite part by far is the police cards, because so at the top they just have a picture of a police car and it says what city to spawn a police in if that card gets pulled that way. But the bottom half looks like a newspaper, right? Like New York Times, but
Right.
it's,
Oh, right.
but that card tells you what's happening that round.
Sure.
So
Okay.
you're like reading the newspaper.
Yeah,
kind of,
so
and
the
it just
theme
looks
is
really
good,
cool.
right?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like the look of that.
Thematic.
Right on.
But yeah, so that's basically it. If too many bad things happen in the city, the FBI shows up, and that a district of New York is closed down for the
Lockdown.
rest of the game.
Nice.
While the FBI is there, and then you have to run away from the police and the mafia, and we like hard co-ops, and I looked at that, and I
Yep.
was like, that's an interesting theme.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like what
Yeah.
they did there.
That looks neat.
Cool.
I'm glad you brought it up because
Yeah.
that does look cool. That does look cool. Are we ready to hate on some stuff? Because
I think so.
I mean, I was just warming up.
yeah.
I was just warming up with Werewolf.
Werewolf is one of the most famous games in the world for a reason. I'm just saying.
Oh no, right?
But
I
nothing
just
is going to be safe in this.
right.
Yeah.
We are gonna.
Top
I'm gonna
five.
kill some sacred cows
Dude,
in this one, guys.
People are gonna be mad at Dan.
So this is our first kind of negative list, and it wasn't easy initially because generally, as a rule, like I'm a positive guy. I'll
Yeah.
play anything.
Right.
Every game on this list, I will play. If you came up and I had time, I'm not playing a game. You want to go, hey, let's play this. I would rather play a game than not.
Correct.
Right?
I would probably try to talk you out of these games. However, if it push
Yeah.
comes to
Not
shove,
here or
yeah, or
Again.
here. Yeah.
But I did leave off some obvious ones and found some different ones.
Okay.
Not everybody's going to do this. All but one of my games is in the top 100.
I was about to say 2 of mine are, and one of my honorable mentions are in the top 100.
I was brought into this topic a little late. I did not look up my BGG
And I didn't tell you
ratings.
guys that I was going to do that. And
Yeah.
then Dan actually took advantage of some downtime he had real quick
Yeah,
and
to do
looked
it.
his up.
Yep.
So it is not by any means a requirement.
Okay.
And I did not list mine in the order that they were ranked. I listed them in the order of my
Of
like,
your
Oh, yeah.
displeasure.
of
Me
my
too.
displeasure.
Me too. And actually, I was wrong. 3 of mine are in the top 100, and 1 of
You
my
coward.
and my honorable mention.
You
is,
coward.
Okay.
jeez.
Well, let's see. If I,
I didn't
in
write
order
down-
of displeasure.
I've got 3 honorable mentions, and I didn't write down their ranks, but I know they're
I wrote
popular.
them down just
Oh, I
'cause
know
had
they're
it open.
popular.
Yeah.
I know they're popular.
Okay.
So who wants to go first?
Tim.
All right, number 5 for me, rated 106
Okay.
on
Not in the top
BGG.
100, but close.
but close. Dead of Winter.
Yeah, I knew this was coming, and I don't understand it.
Yeah.
It just doesn't
I genuinely don't get this one.
do it for me. I played the game. I had a good time playing it. We
you
I think
enjoy
played
the
it.
trader mechanic. You like?
We played it. We played it for the first time together.
We
even.
did.
I played it a few times since then, and I kind of like it less each time I play it. I really enjoyed it the first time.
I could see
then
that.
acquired a reasonably priced copy on the secondary market because it was hard to get for a little while. So I got a copy. I was like, oh, I'm gonna play this like some more and stuff. And the more I played it, I'm like, I don't know. Like it's just I like trader mechanic. I don't mind zombie games.
But you'd rather do like Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, way more.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know you really like
the
the
time
Crossroads
difference.
mechanic,
You
but
think so?
I think
mean,
so.
Dead of Winter can run 2 hours.
yeah, it has overstayed its welcome a couple times for me.
Yeah, that was my thing. When we played it, it was like, okay, this could have been over like 45
I will
minutes
also
ago.
say this doesn't affect the time too much, but I have still never played with the trader.
okay.
So I don't know if that affects that. I don't think
It's
so.
that sort of thing never bothers me.
Yeah,
so
it usually
I
doesn't
don't.
bother me too much. As a pure co-op, it could be
I
a
was
little
just
bit
saying
better, and it'd probably be
time-wise,
time-wise.
but-
It would shorten it a little bit, I would
Right.
think, because then you're not, trying to watch your back as much.
It's still not really a pure co-op because everybody's got their own goals.
Correct.
Personal objectives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Doesn't do anything for
No,
me.
yeah, I don't.
It's
I
a
don't
well-made game. It's very popular.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna go, hey guys, let's play Dead of Winter.
Sure.
But
Right.
again, Bob says, hey, we're playing Dead of Winter. Cool. I'll pull up a chair. I know how to play. Let's go.
We've talked about this multiple times because, like, you literally last time we talked about this, you said I cannot name a single thing in that game that's the reason I don't like the game.
Yeah.
I just don't like the game, and
Yeah.
I don't get it. But
No,
because
because there's some games where you're like, nope.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, this is dumb.
yeah, I just didn't hit it.
Yeah. But no, there's just something about it, right?
Most of mine have a reason.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. You want to go next?
Sure.
What do you got?
So
Am I going to cry?
no.
Okay.
He did look at you. though.
Zombicide.
He did.
But
Oh.
more specifically, the season 1.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Yeah. Like
Unless
Black Plague came out and
killed
killed.
season 1.
Yeah, season 1 for me and season 2 and the mall
Sure.
one because it's all kind of the same thing. Because
It's all based on the same
range.
rule
Yeah,
set.
the same rule set. And the rule set is garbage. And I heard that they fixed it in the
Yeah.
new expansion. They've
Yeah,
made
Narada,
they've
whatever.
made those into the Black Plague rules.
Right.
Because the Black Plague rules are far superior.
A million times.
Yeah.
So it just
Actually-
becomes a theme thing at this point.
Yeah.
I'll take it back. I would probably refuse to play Zombicide unless
Yep.
you
Anytime that I played
Black
it,
Plague.
we house ruled it.
Yep. You
And
got
so,
a house rule.
And so with the house rule, sure, I'll play it. But if we're not playing the house rule, I don't want to play that game.
I agree with you
And
100%.
the rule is that if you shoot at a zombie and miss and an ally's in the spot, no.
No.
It's if an ally's in the spot, you
If-
have to shoot them first.
Yes, if you're shooting a space on a hit, you hit your allies first.
That makes no sense.
Makes no sense. On a miss, you hit them.
I would understand
fine,
if
that
there was
makes
a
sense.
luck-based thing.
on a miss,
Right,
but on
but-
a miss, it makes total sense.
Correct, because you're not hitting what you aimed at.
Yeah.
But to hit them on a hit is stupid.
So
Whoever
so dumb.
okayed that should be fired.
Oh my god.
Sorry,
dumb.
but if you're testing
Oh
that
my
game
God.
and you came up with that, that's not a good idea.
That is a
It's
terrible
not a
rule.
good idea.
And I understand thematically, they're like, oh, well, you're just maybe not a marksman. But even if
But
you're
no.
like a cop character or
Yeah,
whatever,
I roll the dice. It hits what I'm hitting for on this number. Why I'm not aiming for my person? Why
Right.
am I hitting?
In all
them?
fairness, you could just say, I was aiming for you, Tim.
That's right, and that does happen.
it does.
I
But
think
yeah.
you are definitely not hitting a Sacred Kaiser, though. I think you're
Yeah.
basically in the 99%.
Okay, and that's probably why they changed the rule.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But it's on my list because I was going through mostly how I came up with mine was I was looking at my games like which of these wouldn't I want to play,
Right.
and that was one
Sure.
of the ones on the one.
That's funny because I only own one of the
Those
Dead of
games.
Winter on
Yeah.
my list.
I own none of my games.
Sweet. What do you got now?
I own 'em
My
all.
number 5. Not exactly a Sacred Cow, but a well-regarded game.
Yeah.
I have played this game 4 times,
What's
I think.
it rated?
Oh, yeah, good point. 235.
Okay.
Okay.
Coward.
Oh, yeah. Catherine has asked multiple times to buy this game, and I just keep coming up with excuses. It's not buy Century Spice Road.
oh, I like
yeah.
Centuries.
I like the
well, I like
Gollum
the Gollum
edition.
edition.
Gollum
better,
Edition's better, but it's the same
It's the
thing.
same game,
It's
but
the
it
same
looks
game.
prettier.
It's just prettier.
but I
Yeah.
like it better.
I
But
like
like,
it better.
I like Gollum Edition more too because I go, I hate this game. Look, it's pretty.
So here's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Dan's birthday next year.
Yeah.
We know what gift we're getting him.
Yep.
I will say, I
I'm gonna
haven't
make a
played
note of
any-
that.
I haven't played any of the bigger Eastern Wonders and New World or any of that one. You know, what the game versions of Century. But I'm just saying, for Century,
Spice Road's
Road,
my favorite out,
Oh,
of the, out of
really?
the other ones.
I
But you might like the other one
I
because they do different
just
things.
dislike this game so much.
I love it.
Feels so boring and repetitive to me. And my issue with it, which I'm told I'm wrong, but like I said, I've played like 4 times. The tactic is just always go for the best the biggest endgame victory card or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, it's
No.
victory points.
That's what I'm saying, though. Everyone says no. Every time I've ever played, whoever focused the biggest card and has built their engine to always get the biggest card, it's impossible to stop them, and they win.
Now, a quick note: when we first were taught this game, when you play a card, and you would do that trade, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna trade this green one in for.
For sure.
You can do that multiple times.
Okay.
Did you know that?
I don't know. I haven't played in so long.
Okay.
I don't know.
Because that really changed that dynamic of the
did.
game. Because we
It
thought,
did.
when you play the game, you did it one
You
time.
do it
and
one
were
time,
done.
that's it.
No, you can do it as many times
As long
you
as
have
you
the
can pay for it.
resources to
Yep.
do it.
Got it.
And that made a big difference in the
Sure.
game. And that
So I'm
I
gonna
just feel
say,
like as engine building games go,
Yeah.
this one is so small and inferior.
Okay.
That's just all I. That's
All
all I
right.
think.
all right,
we'll allow it.
we'll allow it. So my number 4, 88.
Yeah.
Do
Oh, holy shit!
you have 88 on yours?
Yes.
High five.
I was like,
five.
that number's familiar.
Okay,
What's 88?
number
Tim?
88. It is the granddaddy of all deck builders, and I love deck builders,
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
but I'm done with Dominion.
Yep. It didn't make my list, but I agree.
It's
I'm
a
not
great
just-
game.
I'm
And
not
there's
just done with Dominion. I'm done with people talking about Dominion. Like it's the greatest thing ever made. Have you never played any other deck building game
Right.
ever?
It's like,
Like,
oh,
I
I'm gonna buy
don't-
these awesome scoring cards that do absolutely nothing in my hand.
Right. Well, Dominion, my problem with Dominion is it's very functional, but it's so dry.
Exactly.
So dry.
I don't mind dry. I don't like that. I'm gonna buy these cards to win the game, and then they're
They
gonna sit
don't-
in my hand and be
They
dead
don't-
weight.
They eat up space.
Yeah.
I
don't
get
like-
the balancing,
I don't
though,
mind that
right?
too
Because
much
it
'cause
slows you down
That's
potentially.
the basic
if you're
idea
buying
that's
a
in
lot.
space
guess.
space. And space space, that works really well. I just said that's the basic idea of buying those scorecards that just fill up your board.
Right, but that's at the end when you're trying to push towards the
Well,
you
you
don't
can
buy
buy
them at
them
the
throughout- you
beginning,
can.
and then you're just not
it
doing
wouldn't
anything.
be smart.
It wouldn't be smart.
So I don't love
suppose.
Dominion at all. I
Yeah.
used to own it. I got rid of my copy.
I only played Dominion once. I'm just gonna also talk at the same time.
Yeah,
just
do
so you
it.
know.
Yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
we're the same.
You're gonna have them on the same list. So.
What was it on
It's
yours?
actually my 4, so it's
your
next
4.
anyway. So
Okay.
yeah.
Fist bump.
So the thing with Dominion to me is I played Dominion at Gen Con for the first time, and then immediately played Arctic Scavengers. And Arctic Scavengers is better in every way to me.
It's a
Okay.
deck builder too.
It's a deck builder too. I have it sitting right here. Actually, if
Okay.
Tim leans a little bit in one direction, I don't know if you'll be able to see that.
Hey, look, it's a guy in
sitting
cold
right there.
gear.
But yeah, so the theme is more interesting. It's this post-apocalyptic where you're trying to build up a group of survivors, and whoever one of us can build up the best and strongest group wins. That's
Okay.
the basic theme,
Okay.
right? The art is just so much better to me.
Yeah.
I mean, the cards look like that kind of thing, right?
Sure.
That kind of hand-drawn, cool little
Yeah.
thing. The mechanics in it of now that comes with 2 expansions with it, but the mechanics in it of like you build buildings that take multiple turns and then they give you constant buffs to certain
so-
cards that you're doing.
Engine
And-
building a little bit.
Sure, sure. But just literally, I played them back to back. I have never played Dominion again. I played both with Levi. Levi slightly preferred Dominion, which blew my mind, honestly, when we did it. But I literally played Dominion for the first time. Oh, deck builder, so popular. Instantly played that game, and I was like, why would I ever touch Dominion again? So I really need to get you guys to get
Yeah, I
Arctic
need to
Scavengers
play it.
eventually.
I
It's
need to
not
play
gonna
it.
blow your mind or anything because
No.
it's
Right.
very basic, just like
Right.
Dominion.
I
but it's
don't
just
mind
like
that. You're
better.
talking to the guy who loves DC deck building.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
basic.
Yeah. I
know.
I don't care.
I know.
I love it.
My biggest beef on DC though is like attacking other people's hands. Because like I like
Oh.
when you look at your hand, you're like, oh, I have all these cards, and it comes down to your hand, you're like, I have 2 cards.
Okay, so that's actually the thing I forgot to mention. The biggest thing about that game is that so you're playing cards, right? And the cards have effects on the side. So when I play all these cards, okay, I have 3 shovels and 2 this, and those are the actions you get to do on your turn, like
Right.
buying cards, or there's like a junkyard, and the shovels let you just take cards off the junkyard pile
Oh,
that
okay.
might be really good. You don't know; it's just
Okay.
shuffled together. But then you don't want to spend all your cards because then. In between every round, we have a fighting phase where all of our cards have a strength in the bottom, and whoever has the strongest group of people still left alive, like still guarding their base, gets the specialty card from it's not I
nice.
can't remember what it's called. It's not the junkyard, but you know
Right.
it has this, and those are extremely powerful cards.
Sure.
So like,
So you want to keep cards in
so
your
it's like, do you
hand.
want a better turn,
Right.
or do you want to get that one card that might
Right.
be really good?
That's
Right.
interesting.
So just having this fighting mechanic, and there are cards
Right.
that you buy, like there are snipers that literally is just the only use of that card is during the fighting phase. If you have one in your hand, you can make
rid of
someone
somebody
get rid of
else's
a card and stuff like that. Yeah, and you pick. So get your 5 strength guy out.
And then
of
after
there,
enter
you know?
all that, you discard your hands and then draw your 5 fresh new
Correct.
cards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like deck building kind of
Yeah.
thing. But yeah, so that game has so many interesting
Interesting.
things going into
Yeah.
it.
It's
that-
way
yeah.
better than
Why would
Dominion.
you ever do
It's
Dominion?
Yes.
fine. You've
Yeah,
already
yes.
talked me into it.
Fair, yeah.
All right, Bob.
Alright, so my number 4
What's
then,
your
huh?
number 4?
My number 4. Okay, this one's probably pretty high on the list here.
Okay.
Settlers of Catan.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
definitely up there.
We've played a lot of the Settlers lately, and ever since I've played Starfarers,
Mhm.
why would I want to go back to the other one?
Yes.
I will
I
say
don't really-
I did really like the Game of Thrones one. I thought the Game of Thrones
Yeah.
one gave enough.
A guy
different
on
stuff.
Facebook tried to convince me that that was the superior one. And I said, no, it's basic Catan with a wall. And sure, I really
Yes.
liked the cards, right? The Brothers
Mhm.
of the Night's Watch,
Mhm.
adding those was really neat. But then you add the wall and the wildlings, but you're still basically playing Catan.
Yes.
And
Right.
in
Starfarers
Starfarers
was
is
much
so
better.
much
Just
cooler. There's so much more. The
destroys.
mothership, the encounters, the
feel like
exploring the
Catan.
areas.
when you're playing.
Yeah.
And the crazy thing about Starfarers, right, is it's more expensive,
Uh-huh.
but there's so much game in there.
Right.
And it basically, I mean, you've maxed out, right?
Mhm.
You drop the money on Starfarers and you are set. Like
Yeah.
it's not like, well, it's really good, but you should probably get this with it. Like, no. Starfarers, there's that press your luck aspect to it. I mean, there's so many good things about Starfarers.
Yeah. So somebody was like, well,
I
we should play
get it.
Catan. It's like, no. If we have at least 3 people and we want to play a Catan game, we should play Starfarers.
Right.
I would rather
Yeah,
never
I would just
play
make the argument
Haterade.
that if you own like the Game of Thrones one, you're gonna
Uh-huh.
hear people say you got to try the Starfarers one. But if
Yeah.
you own the Starfarers one, people are gonna be like, oh, you're probably good.
Yeah.
You know, like
exactly.
unless their favorite one is the Game of Thrones
Right.
one. I'm saying
and I
in
get
general.
I love Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
don't get me wrong. So it's not like I'm like not liking it because of that.
Right.
You know,
No.
because that does add a little bit to it.
Sure.
I did enjoy it.
Yes.
But I mean,
It was really tough.
I would
though,
play that
'cause-
one over the
'cause
base
we,
one.
we
Of course.
played both of those for the first time very close together.
Mhm.
And I think
Yes.
if we played Game of Thrones like a year or two before, like
Mhm.
that would have had some popularity and some weight going in. But
Right.
now Starfarers is.
It's almost like Dan and the Dominion. It's like, well, why would I want to go back?
Yeah.
I'm in
Exactly.
space.
I've already moved ahead.
yeah.
Yes.
I'm trying to, on this kind of thing, I'm trying to not talk about games that were replaced by
Better
basically the
versions.
same game.
Okay.
Like-
well, see, that's what most of my list is.
That's fine. I was just saying I personally.
Yeah,
yeah,
except
yeah.
Arctic Scavenger or
got you.
Dominion.
They're not the same game, though, is what I'm saying. So, like, if Dominion
sure.
2 had come out and I
Oh,
said,
sure.
oh, I'm going
Right.
to play Dominion because
Yeah.
Dominion 2 came out, that's
Right.
That's
different
fair.
to me.
Sure.
But,
Okay.
Okay.
So since we have the same 4, I'll jump to number 3.
Exactly, yes.
Number 3 for me, number 29.
This is high.
Yeah. It is.
Misery Farm. Agricola.
Oh,
Misery
Agricola.
Farm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I never really need to play Agricola. I would
Yeah.
rather play Caverna
Okay.
Yes.
first and foremost.
Right.
And also, I just don't have fun playing Agricola.
I've never actually played a Agricola.
I'm not.
I played it once.
And here's the thing: is I'm just not that kind of gamer.
Mhm.
I've got friends. You actually would do really well at Agricola because you're very good at taking your time and figuring out what exactly the best move is. I mean, Agricola, when you sit down to play, you've got X amount of turns. You already
That's
know.
it.
You already know. Like, I'm going to get only this many
Escape
actions.
Plan's got that a little bit.
And you're
really.
going to go, okay, so looking at everything, I know that this is going to do this for me. And then 3 turns later, that's
I
going to
can do
build on
this.
this. I mean, you just have
Okay.
a brain for it. So you may like Agricola. I'd rather play Caverna because you've got a little more room to like kind of swing around and
yeah.
do some different things and
Mhm.
kind of focus on other things.
Right.
So Caverna for me is a much better game or a much more satisfying game
For you.
and experience for me. Agricola, like I just say Misery Farm applies because I'm
Yeah.
just
Sure.
like, okay, well now they're
I
starving.
guess I'll do that.
I get my negative points.
Tim, we just started playing.
Yeah,
No, they're starving.
Starving.
They're starving.
yeah.
They're starving.
Mhm.
Oh, remember that time I just picked up 50 points and gave it away? Because I'm about to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's some really neat things about Agricola. It does a lot of things right. I just don't have any
And
fun
that
playing
was like
it.
a beginning plate. Was that one of the earlier games?
Oh yeah,
100%.
yeah,
And that
absolutely.
kind of
It is a
launched
building
bunch of
block.
things, yeah.
It is an absolute building block.
Yeah.
I
Which
do not want
Dominion
to.
was kind of like the same way
Exactly.
too.
Yep.
They're
Can't take away from
well-regarded
the
building
importance
blocks.
of that
it.
game,
Right.
but
If it
no thanks.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
picking that one on the shelf.
Yeah.
We're hiding it behind the
It is
Fallout
totally
box.
okay
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
like that game. It's just think about upgrading. You
Yeah.
know? It's-
right.
Moving,
Caverna.
moving on.
Yeah,
Play
think
Caverna.
about moving on.
Caverna's better,
It is.
in my opinion.
100%. Yes.
Okay, so what's your
Oh, yeah.
number 3?
Dan? Okay.
My number 3.
Sure, or about it, don't matter.
a pretty famous game, but I don't think it's that highly regarded. Good point. Yeah, 626 is this one, so it's not that much. But
Is that the one where you like randomly make a game out of the other games?
what? No, is that
No.
called? No, I'm saying it's rank at
Oh,
626.
626. No, there's a game that the title is the number,
Yeah,
and
you
that's
are
how many
correct.
variations of
I know what you're
game is
talking
in that
about.
box,
Yeah.
and you kind
Oh.
of randomly build a game like every time you play.
Really?
Yeah.
So 626 is Blockus.
Oh, okay.
And I just
Boy,
hate,
going
I just,
for those
I
real
just-
geeky
I
games.
just hate this game.
I don't like Monopoly.
Yeah,
That's
no,
my number one.
I know, but I'm
Well,
just-
shit.
No, I know this one's not really too much to talk about, but Blockus is basically abstract strategy
Uh-huh.
where you are being as mean to each other as possible.
Sure.
I'm done.
Okay.
I don't like either of those things. Levi loves Blockus, and he tried
That
to
sounds
get me to
like
play
a cryptid
constantly.
game. Like Levi would like cryptid, and that sounds like
I like
that.
Cryptid. Cryptid's not mean to each other.
But
What do you mean?
it's well, maybe not really mean, but it's abstract.
Sure.
Abstract.
Yeah,
strategy.
I guess the deduction kills the abstract for me, so I just
Okay.
like the deduction element it offers.
Sure.
But
So Blockus.
Yeah, Blockus. You
Hot
have,
take, guys.
You have like
You heard it here first.
I know.
Somebody doesn't
Blockus
like
going
Blockus.
down.
You have Tetris shapes, and you are building out from your base, and you're trying to like encircle the other guy to stop
Sure.
him from getting points.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's just it's a like tile placement abstract strategy game.
It sounds like a board game of what is that, Snake or whatever it is? where
Oh,
you
right.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
heard of, never
Except
played.
that it never
Yeah.
goes away. You know.
Oh.
But yeah, I know it's not it's famous, but it's like famous because it's an old
Mass
classic.
market. It's a
yeah,
mass
it's an
market
old
game.
classic mass market game.
When you bring that mass market
And
garbage
dude,
to my
I'm
list.
sorry, I just had to listen. When I made this list,
Chump.
these top
That's
three,
a rookie.
these top three were
Rookie numbers here.
instantaneous when
Right.
we made this
like
list. I
just
said these are the 3 games I
flames
hate.
on the side of my face.
Yeah, I'm gonna use the word hate too. I know Tim won't. My top 3 games I hate.
I kind of hate. I kind of
Okay.
hate my next two.
Yeah, I don't hate this
I'll
next.
still play
I
it.
don't hate this next game, but I would rather not play it. It's
Sure.
my number 3,
What's your
Sure.
3?
and you guys are gonna be mad.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
We played with them
DC deck
recently,
builder.
probably.
No, it's not DC Deck Builder.
Okay.
But it's along those lines of your style of games.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Lords of Waterdeep.
Oh, high five! I love Lords of Waterdeep. But let me guess. Hold
Interesting.
on. Let me just guess something. Did Champions of Midgard bury Lords of Waterdeep for
That's
you?
weird
It
to
did.
me.
Okay.
It did. Because, okay, yeah, you're trading these blocks for these blocks. I'd rather roll those blocks. You know,
Sure.
like, because to me, Champions of Midgard
Hated it.
is Lords of Waterdeep with dice.
Yes.
And I would rather
Uh-huh.
roll those games than just roll those dice.
Sure.
as opposed
Sure,
to just
especially
trading
with
them
Valhalla.
for other
Sure.
ones. Yes,
Sure.
I
with the
assume-
Valhalla
yeah,
expansions.
I
Yes.
assume you
Yeah.
meant
I that caveat is definitely in there. That expansion makes that game so much better.
Sure.
Yeah, Lords of Waterdeep
don't know,
doesn't
yeah.
do it for me.
I
mean,
love
yeah, you have the
Waterdeep.
asymmetric lords. It's kind of nice, but it's just
No, that's my biggest negative with
It's-
Lords of
it's-
Waterdeep
it
is
feels
that I wish the
drudgery
asymmetric
to
lords
me.
were interesting.
yeah,
It's literally
Oh.
just have the most skullduggery.
yeah,
Cool.
Sure.
yeah.
Like
sure.
I wish there was a little bit more thought put into that.
yeah. There's no real power.
Yeah,
It's just
even
like
the
you
Yeah.
score
expansion-
You
slightly
score more
different.
for these quests.
Yeah,
than
Yeah.
even the
these quests.
expansion that adds the lords, they didn't get like more clever with it. You know.
Well, I don't know. Have the most buildings. I like that one.
Sure, have the most
Yeah,
skullduggery,
yeah,
have the
they're
most
not-
buildings.
You always
I
build
don't
the
know.
most buildings.
Everybody, yeah, I always build the most buildings anyway, so everybody thinks that that's the lord I have,
No,
even though I'm
actually-
disregarding all of my actual
Yeah.
quests that I should be getting because I just like building.
I
the
did talk
buildings.
recently though, Bob, that I think that the reason I like Lords of Waterdeep so much.
The theme.
No, I do
Oh.
like that.
I
No,
know
what
the
I was
theme.
saying though, so Champions of Midgard, I love a lot. I constantly tease
Mhm.
Tim about that. But the thing is, so I love Champions of Midgard, and I love I don't know, I'll just say Robinson Crusoe, and I love Caverna, all these worker placement games, and then I go back and play Lords of Waterdeep, and I'm like, it's so simple, but it's so clean and
Just feels
elegant,
good.
and it just
I'm
it
not
did
saying
it
it
so
wasn't
well.
made well. I'm not
Yeah.
saying that it's not made well. I'm just saying
No, but no, it's fair, right? This
Yeah.
game
Yes.
kills this game.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
get it.
exactly.
I totally
Sure.
get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I've got games like that. The next
100%.
game I'm gonna talk about.
Okay.
is like
Oh,
that.
interesting. Well, you're
So
next.
Okay.
no,
Yeah,
you're
you're
next, right?
No,
Did you do
we
your
kind
three
of
already?
reversed order once you guys teamed
Oh,
up on.
we did.
88.
Oh, we did accidentally reverse. You were supposed
Yeah.
to be second.
That's
Okay, so number 2,
Number 2.
89,
Oh, interesting.
89.
Right after Dominion.
Dominion, yeah.
Okay.
right after Dominion, Pandemic.
Oh, I should have known you were going to talk about this.
Yeah, I should have done that.
I still
one.
like
I
Pandemic.
almost scratched it off.
It's basic, but
It's
I don't know.
basic.
No, I just would rather play
Oh, me too.
Defenders of the Last Stand,
Yeah.
Defenders of the Realm.
Defenders of
Yep,
the Realm.
either
Any
one.
of the Forbidden games.
haven't played
Flashpoint
those.
Fire Rescue.
Yeah,
like they
Flashpoint.
literally. Dead Men Tell No Tales.
I haven't played that.
They literally all replace.
So I'm not gonna
Pandemic.
beat a dead horse. I
Yeah.
know there's a million different variations, and I would like to actually try some of the variations of Pandemic. But regular Pandemic, whatever.
Sure.
And unfortunately, it's kind of like jaded me a little bit to playing Legacy.
Yeah.
And I know Legacy does a lot of things, and I
Mhm.
just
In
kind
all
of need to get over
fairness,
it and play
I've
Legacy.
basically heard from everyone, if you don't like Pandemic that much, just start on Pandemic Season 2.
Oh, okay.
Because they say Pandemic Season 1 it's cool, but you don't need the story, and a lot of it is just Pandemic. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Right.
And they
Actually,
say
that
Pandemic
season 3 looks
2, though-
really
Oh,
interesting.
it looks incredible.
So,
But Season 2 is so different.
Wait, is season 3 different from season 0?
No.
or zero.
Okay.
Oh,
I was
did he
like, wait a
say
minute.
3?
I said
Yeah,
three.
he
even
said
know
3.
this.
It's 0. Yeah,
Okay.
season 0 looks really cool.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
does.
I was going in sequential, even though it's a
not.
prequel.
Right.
Okay, so
Am I
what?
just going next again?
No,
Sure.
no, Bob,
Okay,
Bob,
back to-
number 2, so I
I
don't
was
get
All right.
confused.
So number 2, you know I like a lot of World War II stuff.
Uh huh.
It all started with the original Axis and Allies.
Right. That's not on your list.
It
'Cause I know
is.
what? Axis and Allies?
Oh.
The original.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Because it's so broken, right? And that's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
I don't like it. Because, when you're building up, you can just build your transport stack like this, right? And you
Right.
have like one battleship, that's super expensive to have, and the transports are cheap. And then when someone sends all their expensive planes at it, you're like, goodbye transports, and you can just take damage to your transports
Oh.
and protect all your expensive shit.
Because
So-
you choose
You choose where those hits
getting-
go.
Yeah.
In the new one, in the 1942 version, they
Right.
fixed that.
Right.
And they now hits have to be taken on your ships that do damage first, and then if there's any transports left, they just get cleaned up.
Which makes perfect sense.
makes perfect
Why
sense.
would
Way
they
more
target the
sense.
transports?
The other
Exactly.
thing, so my problem, and you can tell me if this edition fixes that.
Sure.
But my problem with Axis and Allies, and we've played it together. I played it a lot, and we've played it a lot together. But I just feel like your first 5 moves are just gimmies. Like if you don't do like, no, you're Russia, you need to do this. You're Germany, if you don't
there
do
are
this,
definitely recommended first moves.
right.
So
So if you're
is
playing with
there-
somebody that's experienced and you don't do those moves, you're toast.
You could be in big trouble.
Question.
That's why I do try to recommend that. I'd be like, a lot of times, but Doobie caught us by surprise one time. He made that one move, like, I never tried that. That's
Right.
an amazing move. Like,
Right. But I just feel like, why don't we just start 5 turns ahead?
I was about to say, is
Because-
there
Right.
not an accelerated setup?
Accelerated setup.
Yeah.
Some of the other versions have basically an accelerated setup
Okay.
where you're like, like Germany starts here, but then in the 1941 version,
Yeah,
but
they
in the
would've
1942
controlled
version,
this.
they've already controlled
Right.
this
okay.
stuff
And
over here.
I'm fine with that kind of stuff. I just
Right.
don't like the arbitrary.
But a lot of it is how the dice rolls go, how will your defense go.
Also
like,
true.
okay, for Russia, you've got, 3 basic areas where you kind of want to attack at. Do you want to send all of your stuff? Do you want to hit this part not quite as
Sure.
hard?
I will say
Let
that
Germany keep their
solving a problem
transport?
by saying, hey, it's up to the luck of the dice isn't exactly the best way to
Well,
solve
a
the problem.
little bit though. That's what I'm saying, because it's not like you're like, I'm going to send all of my stuff here,
Sure.
and it's luck of the dice to see how it comes out. It's like, well, there's stuff here, here, and here. It's like, well, I could kind of forfeit that area and give it up if I want
Well,
to
I
spend
get
more
it.
stuff here.
It's a valid thing.
That's an interesting. I did not expect that game to be on your list.
I
though.
know. I thought
'Cause
I'd
know
surprise you a little
love
bit.
it.
I
Yeah,
do.
no, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
good.
If somebody comes with that at me with that big coffin box, I'm gonna be like,
The
put that-
old school one?
Yeah, put that away. I got
Go
you.
away. I got a
Yeah.
better version.
Mhm.
So what do you got for
Um,
number 2?
My number 2, this is number 62.
All right.
Pretty well regarded game. For some reason, I think you said you haven't played this one.
Okay.
But
Possible.
a pretty famous game that a lot of people like called Kalis.
Yeah, I've not played
I
Kalis.
thought not. So Kalis is a worker placement game. Oh, I totally forgot because we went through these so fast. I had like the name of the publisher and stuff and all that stuff.
Eh,
Come on.
it's okay.
But anyway, so Kalis is a worker placement game where you are building a castle and also the entire city around the castle.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're buying buildings and putting the buildings out that then also become worker placement spots and stuff like that,
Sure.
And then the big thing that's in the game that everyone talks about is there's like a protost or something, but there's a guy who kind of walks around the
Probes?
street
know.
and like patrols things, and where he is on the street, you can't pass him. So
Right.
like depending on where you're standing, you can't activate the buildings past him, and people can pay him off to move him
move him.
around. So it's
Oh,
like,
that sounds
oh,
pretty
Bob
good to
really
me.
needs that one spot, so
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
That
yeah,
sounds
that
good.
sounds
This
all
game
right.
sounds
cut
good.
him off.
Why
No,
are
I
you talking
know.
us out of it?
I just hated it. I don't know why. I love worker placing games so much. This is, I guess, my dead of winter where I can't
Okay.
name
Can't pin it down.
what I didn't like. I
Because
sat
everything you
there.
mentioned sounds good.
Yeah, I know. Trust me. Me too. It was taught to me, and I was like, "Oh, this
This
seems
should be
cool.
a good
This
game.
is like a
What is
super
going on?"
famous game, worker
Yeah.
placement." I was playing the new edition of it too, with all the updated art and all that stuff. And at the end of the game, I played with Dave from the Village Well,
Uh-huh.
and someone else,
guy.
I think. Oh, great
Yeah.
guy! I literally sat at the end of the game and I looked at him and I went, "I hated that." And he was just like, "Oh."
It's all right.
I don't know what it is, man. Kalis, it's a
Hot takes.
classic. It's
Burn it down.
It's a bit of a sacred cow to some people because it's another one of those like classics. Like
I've heard though that
you've
the
heard of
new
this?
edition, right? Kalis, there's a Kalis like 1306 or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is. There's like a year. That is like sort of a reprint, not reprint.
like a reprint future.
Sure, what I'm saying is that's probably the one I played
oh,
The newest one? Oh,
because it was it was like 2 years ago.
no, I think this one's
oh,
even
it's
newer.
than that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
then
yeah.
there was 3. I didn't know there was a third change or whatever.
Yeah, I
it was.
don't know. We'll have to look.
But
verify.
anyway, yeah, Kalis. I don't really have anything else to say
kinda wanna
except
play
that
it now.
after I stopped playing it, I
Actually,
was
my
like,
shout out to my sister Julia, who gives me a lot of game
Mhm.
recommendations, and she's usually spot on. She recommended that new Kalis to me.
oh really?
I
okay.
was like, oh, you'll love it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, no, I don't doubt you will because I just like Dead of Winter, right? I love Dead of Winter, and you don't know why it
Right.
doesn't work. And for me, Kalis, I don't know why I sat there at the end. And I was just like, I never want to do that again.
So my number one. My number one. 45 on BGG. 45. Very, very, very,
DC
very,
deck builder.
very popular game. Nope. It's, I take crap for that. My love of that. Very popular game. Very accessible. Very light. Very easy to teach. Everybody loves it, but me. Azul.
Oh,
Oh.
I haven't played it yet, so I trust
It's
you.
all right.
Hey, it's an
I don't
abstract
mind
strategy game. You're right.
Yeah.
It looks really pretty.
Yeah.
I like all the components.
Uh-huh.
The board's really nice. It's easy to learn.
So you're not going to go drop $100 on the expanded version, the big monster.
Yeah, with the
thing?
actual tiles and
Yeah.
things like that.
Not
It's
so
really
much.
neat.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's pretty.
Sure.
I
The game's
just
already
have
pretty,
no
though.
desire to
Yeah.
play Azul. I know you don't like Sagrada.
Abstract
Yeah, I was gonna say,
strategy.
But I
I'm,
would
I'm a
rather-
little bit there with that, but I have friends that like it, and I've had a color
Oh sure.
colorblind proof it for myself. But
Sure.
But yeah, I don't love Azul. I'd rather play Sagrada.
Yeah, and I don't even like Sagrada, like you were saying. I didn't hate it, right?
But
But I
they-
was just like, eh.
They kind of get lumped
average
together though
abstract
because they
strategy.
came out around the same time.
Yes, and
Right.
they both took off. Too,
Right. They're
so-
huge. They're
Yeah.
both huge.
because they're light enough to where people who don't play heavy games can play them.
Right. And there's a lot of fun things, right, with Azul. You're pulling tiles out of the bag. You're kind of drafting
eating
them.
Starburst.
Yeah.
You're eating Starburst.
Yeah.
I played it like we were taught it. It was fine.
Mm-hmm.
Tried to play it again and was kind of like, I don't know. I played it probably 5 times
Mm-hmm.
and I've just never like, okay, I'm fine. Like I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to win.
Right.
Not going to win, but I'm trying to win. And I don't. And not that winning ever matters to me that much. But yeah, it just never really grabbed me. Don't like Azul. Sorry.
Whatever, dude.
So mine's a pretty popular, unpopular game. People
Okay.
don't like it.
Oh, okay.
Monopoly.
No.
Cubs-opoly.
No.
Louisville-opoly.
Seafall.
Oh,
Oh,
Seafall
okay.
is a very popular, unpopular game.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
I got it. High hopes. I really wanted it to
Right.
be good.
Everyone
It
did.
sounded cool. Like I even went so far as to buy like a huge piece of clear plastic to overlay so I
Sure.
could write markers and stick on that so I
Ah,
could replay it again if I wanted
cool.
to. Waste of time and money.
Yeah, I even watched the first episode of like a playthrough someone did because
Mhm.
I mean the game was getting
That
hated
game
on, so I
is
didn't
the
care.
Yeah.
And it
first-
looked
So-
cool.
Yeah, and
Like,
like, and the
first
idea
legacy
is
game
cool.
that
but
I've heard
everyone
of just
hates
absolutely
it.
bombing.
Yep. And I was so disappointed.
I kind of want to see it. Like I'm.
I
You know
will
what I
give
mean?
you what I have left in my copy.
What I have left.
Well, I said what's left.
Yeah. There's animal
But-
droppings in it.
But I
isn't
mean,
there?
like,
Oh,
you know,
boy.
you got to reset your ship every time, right? So
Oh.
it's like, you know, your ship goes out and you come back, but then you got to redo your ship again to go, wait a minute, why am it's like, I get it if your ship
Okay,
went
guys,
out and you
unload
lost
it.
it.
Right.
Unload
Right.
it.
But
Okay,
if I-
now bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back,
Wait,
you know,
what?
because you're bringing back your goods, but then it's like, why am I taking the sails down? I want to put the, you know,
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
reuse it. So
Sure.
You rented those sales.
apparently, yeah, I was just, Endeavor Age of Sail, way better.
Okay.
Way
sure.
better. I mean, it's not a legacy game, but it
Right.
kind of scratched that. I want a cool ship game.
Man,
Right.
that
You
game
know.
was heavy. I forgot about that one.
Which one?
Endeavor.
That's a great
That's the
one.
one that you had me play with.
Age
you, I'm
of
pretty
Sail?
sure. Yeah, I'm
Yeah?
pretty sure.
Mm.
Pretty sure.
Oh,
Pretty
he
sure.
sounds scarred from it.
I don't
okay.
know, maybe not. I just remember playing this big ship game that was really heavy, and I was like, "Dang, I need to play this again because I don't know what just happened."
Was it that I have a lot of minis, or was it more worker placement ish?
Oh, I think it was worker placement ish.
That would be the Endeavor Age, because the one with those heavy mini, I did the was it Title with the boats, and you get the guys with the 2 boats. What was that? It was a Simon game.
Oh, I never played that.
Okay,
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I
Rising
can-
Tide.
right.
s-
Yes,
something
I had
like
that. I had that for a while.
Yeah, I never
I got
played
rid
it.
of it. It was okay, but I got rid of it.
All right.
Uh,
So Seafall.
Seafall, it's really good.
Seafall.
Not Seafall.
Oh no,
You just said Seafall. It's really good.
It's not. I'm trying to get you to buy myself to my copy.
Okay,
Right.
I was really surprised that this game's 55. I
Okay.
thought that was too high.
Yeah.
But I know that I'm talking about it on this list, so that makes sense. Levi. I know I've mentioned
Oh, he
him.
hates
I've
Levi. That
mentioned
makes
him.
sense. I get it. I
Makes
mean, it
sense.
makes so much sense.
In all fairness, when I first got into the hobby, it was Levi and I building our collection together. We played everything
Okay.
together. So
Sure.
like that was
That's your
what
guy.
this is.
Yeah, that's your touch point.
But so Levi, you tricked me 3 times. I'm never playing this game again. He got me to play it the first time. I was like, I don't like that. He was like, let's try it one more time, like later down the road.
Uh-huh.
I was like, okay, I still don't like it. And then at one of the Meeple meetups, he was like, sit down and play this with us. And I was like, Levi, you know I don't like this game. He was like, it's gonna be different this time.
Uh-huh.
And I literally after
just
like 2
pulled the
hours,
football away from you
after
again.
like 2 hours
you
of
go to
sitting and
kick
playing
it.
this game I don't like, I was like, Levi,
Oh,
I don't like this game. Like,
is it
so-
Blood Rage?
No.
Oh,
You know what it is?
I have one of 2 guesses.
Okay.
If it's Levi.
It involves species.
oh, I know what it is.
Yeah.
I knew
yeah.
what this is when I made my list.
Is it dominant?
Dominant
species?
species. Levi,
Never played
3
it.
strikes and you're out, man.
Yeah.
So
Never
this
played
is so this is basically worker placement, area control, right?
Sure.
There's a track on the side of the board. You're doing worker placement, and then you are getting your species. Like you're mammal, you're arachnid, I'm reptile, and we're trying to control the things and breed. And we want to be the dominant species. We want to have a
Right.
lot of guys
Name
on
of
there
the
and
game.
control the thing.
I think
And
I won when I played that.
And the biggest thing for me with this game, I say it all the time, is just that for being a worker placement game and stuff, this game is so mean. You just treat each other like garbage for 2 hours, and you're like,
Sure.
"Why did I play with you? I don't.
Sure.
I don't like when games are that where you just treat each other poorly."
I played with Levi on his birthday, and he picked that game to play.
It's his
Oh,
birthday.
God.
What are you
And
gonna do? You
I
can't
know,
say
you
no.
know, you know.
Can't say no.
And I got the insects, and I don't recall being very mean.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
played
I don't
wrong.
and maybe it's just the way I played it.
Also,
maybe they were
are you
being
saying
mean
you
to
were
each other.
only doing a 2-player game too?
No, there was 4
Oh,
of us.
really? See, that blows my mind. I've
Yeah.
played, like I said, 3 times, and every
Mhm.
single time you're just being mean and like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this, and I kill literally 10 of your species on that
Oh,
tile.
well, yeah.
I'm just saying that's
Kill them.
every turn.
Oh, okay.
Is just killing each other, and you're just like, in that game, it feels like every time you start your turn, you're starting from scratch.
Right.
And you're just like, okay, I just have to hope no one kills me again this next turn.
Right. See, that was not my
And,
experience
okay, I'm
at
dead.
all.
Okay, I guess I'm starting from scratch again. Just
Mhm.
every turn.
Because of the insects, I had so much crap on the board everywhere.
Yeah, I guess that would make sense for insects too, with just
Sure.
being massively spreading, but like weak. That would make sense. But yeah. So anyway, dominant species. I
Sorry,
don't
Levi.
think I have anything else written about it. Yeah, you're just surviving through the ice age together.
Yep.
All right. Well,
And, yeah,
I'll run down my top 5 one last time.
Mhm.
So for 5, I got Dead of Winter. 4, Dominion. 3, Agricola. 2, Pandemic. 1, Azul.
Mhm.
What was your 5?
In reverse order, Zombicide Season 1.
Yep.
Settlers of Catan.
Yep.
Lords of Waterdeep. I know it hurts you. The basic Axes and Allies, and Seafall.
Right
And
on.
mine was Century Spice Road,
Right.
Dominion,
Right.
Blockus,
Who cares?
Kalis, and Dominant Species.
I do have a couple of honorable mentions. I had games that I crossed off because it's low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
I've talked about it before. So Champions of Midgard was like first one I wrote down.
I was surprised
funny.
this was on your list.
I know. Well, that was going to be my twist is I didn't put it on the list.
Sure.
Right.
Right. I also thought about just making a list of games that I know Dan loves.
Right.
Even if I like them and
Right.
just saying that I hate them.
Nope, hate it.
Just to
Oh,
say I hate it.
yesterday. You said you nope, I hate it now.
Yeah, it was weird. He texted me the other day saying, "What's your top 5 games
What's
of
your
all
top 5
time?"
games?
Yeah.
Which ones do you
I mean,
really like?
No reason. But
That's
Villainous.
weird that you hate Nemesis so much.
I know, right? It's so weird.
Uh,
Villainous. I don't love Villainous.
Yes.
I
classic.
really do want to try Marvel Villainous. I
Just
know it
try
does. It does some different things.
Okay.
So
Yeah, it changes how the Fate deck works, and I'm pretty sure it changes the end game, which are 2 things
And-
that are interesting changes.
I've actually never played Villainous.
oh, okay.
I've seen it played a lot.
Sure.
It gets played a lot where I'm at.
You might like it. Actually, you might like playing it with your nieces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
there, you've got a good avenue there, right? And I can't say that once my kids get a little older that I
Mhm.
wouldn't end up playing Villainous with them because I think that there's
Right, 'cause you can
enough
stop 'em.
appeal, right? And I will win. No, Mallory will still beat me.
She probably would.
She would still beat me. And then I put this one up because it's not my favorite game, and I was going to just like get
Stab
so
me.
much hate mail. Welcome to,
Yeah.
Oh.
because and it's not just you, right? I mean, my wife loves the game. You
Mhm.
know, my sister-in-law loves that game, right? My brother-in-law loves that game. Everybody,
I
but
don't love
like
the
you
game.
and I, and I don't like being on your team very often. Everybody but you and I love that game, right? I mean,
We have
Bob
cookies.
loves that game.
I do. I like the
And-
Vegas. The Vegas one is better. I played the Vegas one. I enjoy it a lot
Sure, and
more.
it's not like I dislike Welcome to, right? But that is the classic fine for me, right?
Ye-
The game is
Fine.
fine.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and I don't hate it. I never have a bad time playing it.
Mhm.
But it is, I would pick a different roll and write off the shelf first,
Right.
or flip and write. You know, cartographers.
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely.
I
Yeah.
love cartographers.
Mhm.
Absolutely love it. And so maybe cartographers killed Welcome to for me a little
Right.
bit.
There you go.
But I get it. But I didn't put it on the list because I kind of thought Dead of Winter, Agricola, Dominion. Like I really just kind of wanted to hit some of them big boys
yeah.
and talk about why I don't like them.
Oh, you got honorable mentions? No.
No.
Okay.
I just wrote because
Um,
and they're
well,
really only honorable
Monopoly.
mentions because I crossed
Sure.
them off
Monopoly,
my list.
Candyland.
Candyland's okay.
So
Blockus.
one of mine is 156. This game luckily has kind of it doesn't get hated on now, but it doesn't get nearly as much. When it came out, it was
Uh-huh.
huge forever, and then luckily it got killed by like Sagrada and Azul,
Okay.
games that I also don't like. But
Right.
I
You're like good.
I never
Good.
understood why everyone loved Splendor so much.
Oh, I like
Oh,
Splendor.
Splendor's
Exactly. I
like
never
Splendor.
got
It's,
it.
you get it on your phone. You should put it on your phone because it's so easy to play. Like we'll go out to eat, order our food, and then sit there play a quick
But I
game
could
of
also
that.
just play a good game on my phone.
It is a good game.
Eh.
Yeah.
I don't get the love for Splendor.
Okay,
and I'm
I feel
very-
better because I'm back. I'm back in the light.
And
Yeah.
I'm
back in the
very
light.
glad to see it has been kind of just shoved to the side
Yeah.
by these other
I mean,
games
it's,
now.
obviously it's not like super in depth or like crazy
Yeah.
groundbreaking or anything.
Yeah.
But it's a nice, simple set
Don't-
collector kind of.
I play the app as well. Yep.
I just don't
Crank
get
Play
it.
any of the expansions?
Nope.
I
They're not
can
bad.
see links between Splendor and Sentry though, which I guess makes sense.
Maybe.
to me.
Yeah, a little bit.
So,
Little
but
bit.
yeah, I just never understood it. And then I saw Marvel Splendor, and I'm just
Uh-huh.
like, get out
That
of
doesn't-
here.
doesn't make any sense.
Get out of here.
I think
I know
they're Infinity
you're taking
Stones.
the Infinity Stones, but then that means there's like 10 of each Infinity
Right.
Stone. like that doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
that's an
Yeah.
odd theme to
They-
slap on.
you
that
know what
game.
it is?
Do you,
That's what it
do you
is.
have any other games you want to be wrong about?
Yes,
real
I have
quick?
one more. This is
Okay.
my big one. So
Your
this
big
is
honorable mention.
this is number 32.
Oh, slap
yeah,
that book
because
out of
I
your
just
hand.
don't dislike it as much as the other ones. I've only played this game once,
Okay.
and I would totally play this game again. I need to play this game again.
Okay.
But
Tapestry.
I had a really negative experience when I first played this game because my brother and I kind of went into it blind.
Blood Rage.
Is Blood Rage. Yeah, I've only played this game once. I will play it again, but my brother and I went into this game totally blind. We were on a time crunch, so we were just kind of. And by the way, you were right. I'm pretty sure my brother actually beat you and came in second somehow. I don't know how he did.
Right.
Because you said I think he somehow beat me. But
thought he
yeah.
did.
So my brother and I
Good
went
at
in
losing
totally
at Blood
blind, and
Rage.
both of us walked away from the game saying that was kind of just nothing. And we both love Lords of Hellas. I say this all the time. I compare them. I know they're not the same thing,
Right.
but just like if I want to play this, little area control miniatures, fun little thing, Lords of Hellas is better in every way to me.
I would say let's give Blood Rage another shot
100%.
in
That's
a
why it's not on my
controlled
list.
setting.
Right.
Because we also played it at a meetup, and we were kind
a
of
lot
hurrying.
going on.
There's a lot going
Exactly.
on.
And Josh and I were playing against Tim and Caleb, who were like experts.
Yeah, really
at
good.
the
Caleb's a
game.
shark.
Yeah.
So
I'm decent at it. I'm good enough. I know that I've had it since it came out.
Yeah.
I played
What's
it
funny
a
is
lot.
that I think my copy. other people have played my copy more than I.
Oh,
have played
right,
my
yeah.
copy.
your
remember that.
copy's the one that we played.
Yeah, I know.
we were like,
That's
we're
why I was
taking this,
surprised.
Bob.
Yeah, you guys gonna
Okay.
play this? Yeah, go ahead. And then Geekway happens all the time too.
right,
Mhm.
right.
But yeah,
But I don't
so
mind. It's fine.
But Blood Rage was a game that was on my list last time, was because I didn't love it initially. Like I was like, okay, I don't know, I need to play this more. And then the more I played it, I'm like, oh no, I get it.
exactly,
Like, I really
which
like
could
this game.
totally happen for me
Yep.
because I played it once.
Yeah.
I would
So-
just like to present a better environment to
Sure.
play.
So you're not gonna show up?
Correct.
Mhm.
I'll just
I couldn't even
I'll
get
just-
that one
I'll
out
just
without
peek.
laughing.
I'll just peek in the room. Hey, you guys have it?
No, it's ruined.
Yeah, I'm like moving my piece and he talks. I'm like, oh no,
Tim's in the bedroom again.
yeah,
Don't touch my
Wait.
drums.
Tim's
Yeah.
in my bedroom again.
Yeah.
I'll never say that.
Please don't.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. Well, that's been a pretty good list.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I was excited to get to hate on some
Hey,
stuff for
that's
a little
some
bit.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you guys went with the Haterade this time.
Yeah, I don't want you guys to think that we just love everything on the planet.
This
you
is
know,
true.
'cause we don't.
There are games that we do dislike.
It's just that we are very lucky to be able to choose what we review a lot of the
Sure.
time and stuff.
Right.
So we tend to be
pick
very
the things we like.
positive. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've been extremely lucky that the few things we've been sent we've enjoyed.
That's
Correct.
true.
So-
That's true.
so-
the
Yeah.
stuff that we've been blind sent, we've liked.
Yeah.
And it's been good.
So yeah, we've just been very lucky with that. So I almost felt like we needed to do this just to show you guys, look, we're not like paid behind the scenes to love everything.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Although, if you would like to pay us behind the scenes to like everything,
There'll be a link
We're open
in
for
the
discussion.
we
description.
would be happy to talk about your game.
www.paydan
Yeah.
lotsofmoney.com.
But all of that being said, in all seriousness, if you are launching a Kickstarter, you know somebody who's launching a Kickstarter, you want some promotional stuff, let us know. Like you
Yeah.
want somebody to talk about
Yeah.
your game?
We will look at it.
play
You-
test it, check it out, review
Yes,
it.
talk to us. We're very interested. I mean, like let's at least have a conversation.
Right.
Rising tide floats all ships, right?
Yeah.
We want to make sure you also check out our friends, the Board Game Mechanics, who I am not a part of.
You're not a part of the board.
Not
game
a part of the
mechanics.
Board Game
Yes.
Mechanics, but it is a podcast and a
Yes.
YouTube channel that we
Correct.
like. They do a lot of reviews. They've been really good to us, so I like to share the love. They're good
Kind
people over
people.
there. Yeah, they're good people. Also, find us on the Game Talk Network Facebook page. You can also find us hanging out at the Meeple Game Society Facebook page. If you already are on that page and you already follow it, like our videos, subscribe,
Yeah.
thumbs up or thumbs
Right.
down, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Share it to your page so more people get a chance to see it.
Yes. Tell us why we're wrong.
Right.
Yeah.
Tell
Give
me
us,
why I'm right.
Give us ideas for shows, like anything, a game you might want to see reviewed or hear about.
Yes,
things
and
like
don't
that.
forget the
Board Game Roulette.
Board Game Roulette coming
Board
up.
Game Roulette is coming
Yeah.
up. Board Game
We
Rundown.
will have
exclusive.
Facebook posts to vote on. That's probably the
Yep.
easy way to do it. So you can comment
Yes.
on
And
this video, and we might be able to transfer that. But the easiest way is just to follow the Facebook and vote on
And
that.
And
vote
there's
on that.
already been like sort of a preliminary poll on the Meeple Game Society.
Mhm.
So we will look at that. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll look at one on the Game Talk page, and we'll look at the Meeple one, and we'll combine
Add the votes
votes
together.
So
Can
like
you
I'll
vote,
have to do
can
that
you
much
vote
work.
twice if you follow both pages?
Sure,
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Please
vote
do.
early, vote often.
Chicago rules, man. Chicago rules.
That's right.
So, anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been fun for you because episode 25 and everyone leading up to it has been really awesome for me. We're going to go 25, 75, 100 more. We're gonna
Hopefully.
keep
This
this thing
isn't the
going.
end.
Oh, I thought we were done.
Well, it's for you. It's for you. Have you met your replacement?
Yeah, hi.
We get along
Understandable.
sometimes.
Mostly.
Bob, hurry up. It's still your turn.
Oh, shit.
So, anyways, for the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
I've been Bob.
I've been Dan.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Are you good, Bob? What's up? He's talking to his agent.
Yeah, I am.
Tell her we said hi.
Gotta get me a better deal.
Yeah.
This show
These are
sucks.
professionals.
Thanks for checking out the Board Game Rundown. If you like what you saw, like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Share our videos on social media and spread the word. We publish new content weekly, including reviews, unboxing, and Let's Plays. And as always, thanks for watching.